Welcome to the Puck Crew. I'm your captain, Camille, and I have my alternates with me.
I'm Mal.
And I'm Robert.
And today we are diving into the epilogue of Heated Rivalry and My Dinner with Hayden.
Gasp.
Here are your spoiler warnings.
I will be talking about Tough Guy, and you can't stop me. So just know that.
It's going to go in one ear for me, out the other, because
Good.
A, Mal's talking, and B, because I don't know anything about... What was it?
For when Robert reads Tough
model?
Guy in like
Tough
a
Guy?
year and a half from now, then you'll be like, oh.
You're telling me, like, what, the end of 2027, beginning of 2028? That's not a real fucking day. That's not a real fucking
Oh my
year.
God, will you be married by then?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
We're planning our lives, and we figured, like, Mac wants to go back to college and, like, get his degree to become a paralegal before we, like, move into a nicer place, get married, all that jazz. So we're pushing the wedding back at least a year.
Gives me time to save money.
Hey, yeah, you are invited.
Gives us all time to save money.
All right. Well, this week I also do want to, we don't normally do a lot of trigger warnings just because we kind of like, if it's in the content of what we're talking about, we kind of expect you to be prepared for that. But this week I do just want to say, we do have a trigger warning this week for talking about suicide. We're going to talk about a real person. We're going to talk about fictional characters, all that kind of stuff. So just be careful if that's not something you're ready to listen to today. Maybe put this off, wait until you're having a sunshinier day, and then come back.
On one hand, talking about suicide, very tragic, very serious, very important. On the other hand, how many times have we said, jar, that we're going to kill ourselves and then immediately jar?
I should make Arena Foundation jars. Like
Sell
stickers.
that in the Etsy shop.
like stickers.
Speaking
that
of,
are
if you
jars.
want stickers, we have an Etsy shop. We also have a Patreon, all that jazz. If you like us,
Send us $20 for being hot.
Yeah. And another thing is we just recently, at the time of recording, hit 250,000 plays and downloads, which is really, 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 really crazy.
That's crazy growth for a podcast that's been consistently uploading for only a year.
Yeah.
and the fact that we hit 100,000 maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, this is insane, and I can't think about it, otherwise I get a little bit scared. But we love you all.
Yep.
That's it.
We love you all.
In the gay way.
Thank you.
In the gay way. It is still Pride Month as we're recording this. It won't be Pride Month when you listen to it, but Pride Month continues all year because we love you in the gay way.
Well, it may not be Pride Month anymore, but it is the month after, which means it is Wrath Month. So if you want to go out there and set things on fire, we legally don't encourage it.
Unless they're fireworks.
But this is this is like the Monday after 4th of July.
I hope you all still have all your fingers for the Monday after 4th of July.
And on that note, I know that a lot of you are here for Heated Rivalry. We do hope that you listen to our PITT episodes. We do hope you'll give the PITT a chance. It's a really fun show to watch and talk about, and we would love to have you guys along with us. They just started filming last week, so they are all back on set now, and we sent them some stickers we're really excited about. So, yeah. All right, so all that done, let's jump into, we're actually going to read My Dinner with Hayden first, because chronologically, it comes first.
My one critique of My Dinner with Hayden is that it's way too fucking long.
No.
It is really long.
But it's a story, though. It's not like a chapter. It's a whole extra story.
It's meant to be a short story.
I guess, but also, just because it's still... The way that Rachel puts it in the book, by the way, that little, like, in-between epilogue and Dinner with Hayden page, she says, hold on, this is not the right book. This is Long Game. I accidentally opened up Long Game. Oh, God, I got spoiled.
Robert's getting ahead of themselves. While Robert is looking to that, it would actually be helpful if you looked at the fucking table of contents, Robert, which is literally only useful to find My Dinner with Hayden, because it is there are two contents in the table of contents page, right? Heated Rivalry on page 7 and My Dinner with Hayden on page 341. Want to find chapter 15? Too bad.
Yes. This bonus episode takes place 3 weeks before the epilogue in Heated Rivalry, so it's epilogue prologue? Here's what happens when Ilya and Shane try to host a dinner party for Hayden and Jackie. Enjoy!
Okay, but also, I thought I was done with the timeline fuckery when I stopped talking about Rick Riordan books on the internet. In the little blurb thing that she just gave, it says 3 weeks, but then in the actual story, in the book, it says 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, but in the version online, it says 3 weeks. So I'm like, Rachel, what is the truth?
I think it's just like a tiny little slip up of editing, but I will say Rick Riordan books, we're all used to just how fucked. I mean, come on. One of those books on the back says the Oympians instead of the Olympians, so.
Oh my God, yes, you're correct.
God, I totally forgot about that.
So I think we can let her have this one. Okay, let's jump in. So it's November 2018, and here we go.
Sure is.
Does Canada celebrate anything in November? Because I don't want to say Happy Thanksgiving.
Their Thanksgiving happens in the summer.
Yeah, that I know. But I'm like, Canadians, if you could tell us about a bank holiday that happens... Here, let me Google this.
Canadian Day of
this.
Boringness. Someone asked David Hollander what day he has off.
Happy Remembrance Day, which is observed nationwide on November 11th?
Is that happy?
We also have something November 11th, don't we?
Veterans Day.
What?
Yeah.
11/11.
What is... Okay, we're going down this tangent hole for a second. Remembrance Day. What,
Tangent hole.
Yeah,
So
what is
many
Remembrance Day in Canada?
I love that video of someone being like, describe season 2 to us. And Jacob Tierney's like thinking about the question, and Hudson is standing next to him and not into the microphone, and he goes, hole.
Anyway.
And Jacob goes, no, don't answer that question.
To be serious, Remembrance Day is a national Canadian holiday observed annually on November 11th to honor and remember the men and women who have served and sacrificed in the Canadian Armed Forces during times of war, conflict, and peace. So, November 2018, Happy Remembrance Day, everyone. Thank you for serving your country.
So Ilya's the one to open the door of Shane's house to greet Hayden and his wife, who he calls Jessica. Not out loud, but in his head. He's like, Jessica? ? And he's like, yeah, I could have waited for Shane to finish washing his hands and join me at the door, but nah, this is more fun.
And the door opens, and Hayden immediately goes, oh, God, I don't think I can do this. Okay,
He's not even trying.
Fight this week. We're really gonna fight because the amount of fighting in the notes is crazy, actually.
Camille and I may come to blows this week, so it's a good thing that we have several states between us, so we can't blow each other.
That won't stop us from coming to it, though.
Yo, blowing and coming? What?
So, Jackie has brought a bottle of wine that she hands to Ilya. And I just realized that Shane bringing wine to the Pikes in the show when they're watching Ilya win the Stanley Cup is like a reference to this.
I mean, I think it's just kind of, that's what you do when you go to a dinner party, you bring wine, but yeah. New headcanon for me is that Jackie brings that same wine back that Shane brought several years ago. I know that wasn't a thing in the book, but that's true to me now.
It would have aged a couple of years, so it's slightly less bad. It's definitely built into me where, like, if you're inviting me to your place for the first time, I want to bring something, and it's usually a bottle of wine. However, if you're one of my many friends who don't drink and don't have alcohol, I'm like, fuck, what do I bring you? I have to struggle because I'm not great with giving gifts.
I do think it is incredibly hilarious that Hayden, like, calls into the house, Shane, I don't want to alarm you, but Ilya Rozanov is in your house. That's funny. That's funny.
What's that meme that's like, Mama, there's a man behind you?
So Shane has on dark pants and a button-up shirt, and Ilya's looking at him, and he's like, oh my God, he is so beautiful.
He is horny and he is in love.
He's not horny.
You're gonna look me in the face and tell me that Ilya Rozanov is not horny anytime he looks at Shane Hollander. That man is
he's not about to
bricked up.
boing.
Are you kidding me? Ilya Rozanov is bricked up 24/7. That's a superpower.
No.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always bricked up.
Shane is like, Hayden, you promised not to be an asshole. And Jackie's like, yes, Hayden, you promised not to be an asshole. But in Hayden's defense, right, he's heard maybe one good thing about Ilya from Shane before this. Like, they've spent their entire careers with Hayden being Shane's wingman and backing him up on the Ilya hate train. Like, choo-choo, here we come.
And if I recall, the one good thing Hayden must have heard at this point was just after Ilya's dad died.
It's mostly just an act.
Yeah, I was giving him my condolences. He's not that bad a guy. It's just an act. And Hayden just, like, scoffs that off.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one good thing Hayden has heard about Ilya so far in the, 9 years of knowing of him.
I'm just like, do professional sports players really hate each other that bad?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, there are some who actually genuinely hate each other, but most of it especially in hockey, a lot of it is just like, that's just the game, right?
You lost.
But there are definitely players who actually hate each other. I mean, I will never forget last season I went to a hockey game and literally less than a second into the game,
You lost.
gloves dropped. But it was like clearly something that was planned beforehand. Like the teams knew this was going to happen. And I don't know because they didn't even really start playing. Like the puck dropped and these guys threw their gloves down and started fighting. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So I don't know what had happened the last time they'd seen each other.
Ilya says it's nice to meet her, but he's not sure yet about her husband.
And Jackie's like, well, he's going to behave. And Ilya's like, this woman is too good for Hayden. Like, this woman is good. This is a good woman.
No, see, and I feel like Ilya and Hayden are matching each other's energy here in a way that I appreciate, because Hayden was like, I can't do this, seeing him. And then was like, Ilya Rozanov's in your house. And now he's like, I'm not so sure if I like you, Hayden Pike. I'm like, this is good. This is a matching of energy.
Except for the fact that I don't think that Ilya like came into this thinking I'll be on my best behavior. I really don't think he did. I think they both came in with a mean spirit, to be honest. I'm mad at both of them. Like they both misbehave horribly. So Shane takes the wine that Hayden brought to the kitchen, but then he returns with a parentheses better bottle of wine that's already been opened.
This is actually incredibly funny to me. Like the way that Ilya has to specify that like my boyfriend's wine is better than the wine that stupid Hayden Pike brought. Incredible.
If only he knew Shane bought that wine years ago.
I had a similar conversation with Mac recently where like he appreciates food for flavor and like I'm like, food is fuel. I just eat it. If it tastes good, that's a bonus. That's the same principle I have with alcohol, where if you're like, what's your favorite drink, Robert? I'm like, my favorite drink is in order, free, and then cold, and then whatever you have.
Good.
So Ilya gets glasses out and he immediately pours Hayden like a massive glass of wine because, quote, he looks like he could use it. And it says Hayden accepted it with a wary nod and, because he had no class at all, took a giant gulp.
This is Ilya being a good host, okay?
Question from someone who doesn't understand how to be an adult. How much is like a respectable amount of wine to put in a wine glass?
Like a little bit.
Why wine glass so big if wine amounts so little?
For the air.
Fuck the air!
It's for the air, for the taste. To aerate. Fun fact, champagne flute is actually not the proper glass to drink champagne out of, because to drink champagne, you're supposed to be able to fit your nose when you lift the glass. So you want those short, round glasses for champagne, because then you get the effervescence of like the bubbles. And so that's how you're supposed to drink champagne properly, because that's part of the experience.
So my giant Dr. Pepper branded gulp cup that I got at the state fair like 2 years ago is big enough for that.
Yes, but also I don't know that the plastic is going to help you any.
I'm going to die someday. If it's coming from Dr. Pepper microplastics, and it's coming from Dr. Pepper microplastics.
Hayden also wipes his mouth on the back of his hand because he's a toddler.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Robert.
It's not that bad.
I mean, I understand if they're like eating messy ribs, you don't fucking do that. But like, okay, I had a sip of wine. Let me just...
I mean, that's not great, but like...
If Ilya was a great host, he would have also offered a napkin with the glass of wine. And yet...
Okay,
You
listen, the
don't
fact that
offer
he
a
gave him a
napkin
lot of
with a
wine,
glass of
and
wine.
he also served Hayden first. That's the thing. Like,
Can you be like...
this man
can you
is
imagine?
trying.
Here's your wine, and here's your bib.
Here's your bib because you're a toddler.
I grew up in a household that, like, on every table for guests, like, around the couches or in the kitchen or whatever, there would always be, like, a centerpiece with napkins in case people, like, just wanted a napkin. We were eating snacks, we're drinking food. So, like, I'm imagining that as the perfection of being a host. And me not hearing about the decorative centerpiece with napkins means that Ilya and Shane are terrible hosts.
God.
Listen, there are a lot of times where you can read into the things that Rachel Reed doesn't say, and you can come to the exact, like, worst conclusion about a lot of characters, which I think the internet does sometimes, and I think I also do sometimes, but also sometimes it's funny.
Can I say one thing that the internet has decided that I wholeheartedly disagree with? And I'm sorry to say this, but people love to act like Cliff Marlowe is like this ally and like super feminist and I'm like, I don't see that actually. I don't get that vibe from Cliff, and I'm not talking shit about Cliff. I just don't get that vibe, and I don't know why the internet came up with that.
People want him to be a himbo, and I'm like, I'm fine with you making that headcanon, but I feel like people are going to be disappointed if he's not in season 2, or like if he makes an appearance in Unrivaled and he's not like what the internet has made him out to be. Like, I'm just like, sometimes, like, we joke that, like, we don't remember anything that is canon anymore because we've read so much fan fiction, and, like, haha, fun, fine, but I do worry that it is going to affect the reception of further pieces of media in this fandom, because people don't know what's true. Anyway, so when Ilya gives Jackie her glass, he notes that she takes a small, sensible sip. And I just think it's really funny how bitchy he's being in his head. He's keeping most of his mean thoughts inside. They're inside thoughts. He's doing his best.
Jackie says the house is beautiful. Ilya says they should give him a tour. And that the master bathroom has a fantastic shower. And then he winks at Hayden and he says it's big enough for 2.
That's an unhinged thing to say. That's an unhinged thing to say, but also like, oh no, your friend has sex with his boyfriend. What a nightmare.
Yeah, but like, that's not what's happening. It's Ilya specifically saying that because he's trying to get under Hayden's skin. Now, if Ilya had just casually mentioned something about intimacy with Shane and it were appropriate to somehow have said, and Hayden reacted that way, that would have been bad. But, like, he's specifically trying to rile him up. I don't want to come over for dinner and have your partner trying to get me to imagine the 2 of you in the shower together. That's like, okay, we're meeting for the first time here. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, it is an unhinged thing to say when you're, like, meeting for real for the first time.
So, but, like, and there's a difference here. So, like, Ilya isn't chirping for fun with Hayden. He is genuinely being an asshole to Hayden. And he doesn't find Hayden attractive. So he's just doing it to be a dickhead. Whereas with Shane, he thinks Shane is attractive. So he's doing it to get him riled up because he thinks that's sexy. With Hayden, he's like, he's average looking. I don't give a shit about him. And so he's just being mean.
Maybe this is why Ilya doesn't have any friends.
Maybe so.
Because, like, he legitimately doesn't. He doesn't know what's appropriate to tell people because he's never had a friend.
Oh my god.
I mean, that is like the funny way to look at a line he says later about how, like, oh, I've never had this before. I've never had family, friends, any of that shit. Where it's like, yeah, no, that's the sad part later, but the funny part / fucked part is that, oh, because I've never had something good, I don't know how to act good, quote unquote.
So Shane is asking about the kids. He asks about Amber. Jackie says she's great and that she's getting into everything now that she's walking.
Because at this point, she would be about, like, year and a half old.
Yeah, about just under a year and a half old.
It's crazy to me that, like, babies just walk, dude. They walk and they move and they'll like speak a few words, and I'm like, what the fuck? You were
You know what's
born
shocking?
a year and a half.
You were a baby once.
Yeah, I was once a baby. My favorite thing about kids, I promise I'm not a pedophile. My favorite thing about kids is that is when they get to like the 4 or 5-year-old stage and they start having opinions about like dinosaurs and stuff, and they're very opinionated and like they don't know many words, but they have very strong opinions. And I'm like, fuck yeah, kid, keep that going.
That's Ilya with Scott Hunter. My English is not so good, but dinosaur.
But I have opinions. I don't know too many words, but I have opinions.
So Ilya has, okay, everybody is sitting, right? Except for Ilya. So Hayden is on one side of the couch, and then Shane and Jackie are sitting in chairs. So Ilya's like, I could sit on the other end of the couch from Hayden. Or, in my head, I'm thinking, I thought he was going to sit down right next to Hayden. No. Mes amis, he sits on the arm of Shane's chair and then holds Shane's wine glass to his mouth as if he's going to feed it to Shane. Brother, please. This is so annoying.
Ilya, calm down.
It's funny as fuck if you're Ilya, and I am truly Ilya on the inside. Clearly, Ilya missed the third most optimal choice, sitting directly on Hayden's lap.
Can you imagine if he climbed up the back of Shane's chair and put his legs over Shane's shoulders?
Shane said he wants us to get closer. This is how close we can get.
So Ilya talks about how he would love to meet their kids because he's heard stories from Shane, which is not true, but he would love to meet the kids.
Because he loves kids. He genuinely loves kids.
Yeah.
And Jackie says maybe next time he's in town, they can have them over because the kids love their Uncle Shane and Ilya loves that he's Uncle Shane. Like, it's cute. It's cute.
Shane, rightfully, however, is like, I haven't been a good uncle lately. I've been so busy.
No, he does not say it like that. He says
I've been
he's
so
been busy.
I've been busy. And then Ilya's like, yeah, it's my fault.
Oh, busy.
This is not a porno. This is a dinner party.
I've been so
Well,
busy.
ask Ilya
My
about
favorite
that.
genre of movie is acting so bad that it's comparable to porn acting.
I thought you were about to tell us your favorite genre of porn, and I was going to be like, I don't need to know that.
My favorite genre of porn is when they look each other in the eyes and are in love the whole time.
Wow, this is the book for you, my friend.
Hayden, in response to Ilya being like, oh, it's my fault, says Jesus. And it's like, is that laced with homophobia?
It feels homophobic.
Yes, but also, no one is calling Hayden out on it, and no one ever has. Like, I am not excusing his homophobia at all, but nobody's ever corrected Hayden on it, and it's literally, like, baked into the culture of his entire life. So I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. His first ever supposed to be civil interaction with Ilya, he is saying, like, is being homophobic. Like, I'm just saying, like, it makes sense.
Well,
I don't think it's
even
malicious,
think this necessarily has to be referencing sex. I mean, knowing Ilya, it definitely is. But it doesn't have to be like saying like, oh, that's my fault. Yeah, he spends a lot of time with Ilya because they're partners and because they're starting a charity together. Because Ilya's been moving to Ottawa. Like, they've had a lot of stuff going on. And so, like, yeah, Shane's been busy.
And, like, to be fair, Jackie and Hayden don't know about the foundation. Nobody does.
That's true. They don't.
They don't know yet. So Shane says that they should eat, and he pulls Ilya aside, and he says, stop bothering Hayden, which is what Ilya is doing.
I just think Ilya can't turn it off. Shane, he can either turn it off meeting your parents for the first time, or he can turn it off meeting Hayden for the first time. You don't get both.
Yeah.
He said lovers.
That's true. He didn't even fully turn it off for the parents. So, like...
And so Ilya's like, I'm being very good. I haven't even asked his wife what she sees in him. Brother. Stop.
He is mostly, like... Most of the things that he said are not coming off as hostile. Like, he is trying to rile Hayden up, but
he's gaslighting
he's not,
him.
like...
He's gaslighting him.
Is he like, Hayden, you're crazy? No.
No, but he's saying, he's making innuendos that Hayden is clearly going to, like, link to sex, and then being like, oh, I wasn't talking about that. Like, that's gaslighting. And also, as someone who's been, like, a victim of abuse, I was thinking about it in the way that, like, your abuser will talk to you in a way that when you tell other people what they said, I'm not calling Ilya an abuser, I'm just explaining a point. You will tell people what they said to you, and they'll be like, that doesn't sound so bad. Like, you might be overreacting. You kind of sound like you might be overreacting. And it's like, does it seem like Hayden is overreacting? Yes, but also, Ilya's doing this on purpose. He wants Hayden to be the one that pops, so that he can be like, look how crazy he is. He started it.
Well, and I think, that's his strategy in hockey. Like, that is what he does on the ice. Like, he wants someone else to start the fight and him to be like, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just not turning that off.
I actually had a note later on where I was like, we need to change the setting. If you read this story and you change the setting from dinner to a hockey game or like the rink, their behavior makes total sense. The problem is that they're both acting like hockey players right now rather than human beings and partners and friends of partners.
Well, and they clearly can't turn it off because once, like, later discussing hockey is off the table and they just kind of sit there in silence. Like, they're hockey players.
Shane tells Ilya to behave, and Ilya says, always moi ljubovnik. And he kisses his forehead, and that means my lover.
Oh, cute. And Shane gets all blushy because Ilya used a Russian term of endearment.
Kissing him on the forehead is crazy. Oh my God.
Kissing him on the forehead is adorable.
I also love this idea. I like imagining Hudson and Connor in this moment, especially because Hudson's just a little bit taller than Connor, like just a skosh taller. So I love the idea of Ilya kissing him on the forehead. I love it because he's got to like grab his head a little bit, you know?
And Ilya in this moment decides he's going to keep Shane's wine glass full tonight so he'll loosen up and actually enjoy himself. And then also so that he'll be cuddly in bed later.
He says snuggly.
He's a simple man. He wants his boyfriend to have a good time, and then he wants cuddles.
I also love the implications later when Ilya's thinking about vodka and, like, giving Shane vodka, where he's like, nope, if I do that, I'll get sick boyfriend. I want cuddly boyfriend. He needs wine. So this is science that Ilya has performed.
Yes.
No, okay, so, like, I would like to point out, though, because I do like the word snuggle better than cuddle, that he does say snuggly, not cuddly. I love, snuggly. So, Ilya also keeps Hayden and Jackie's glasses full. He fills their glasses. He goes to help Shane in the kitchen.
Hayden is drinking a lot of wine. Yeah, immediately his mouth is full again. And for Jackie's sake, I hope he is also going to be cuddly in bed later. If she wants that, consensually, if my queen wants that, if she is like a do not touch me in bed kind of person, I hope that he stays the fuck away from her. Whatever she wants. I'm
going to step in and do a real relationship thing where on the days that I get high and Mac doesn't, like I'll pop an edible and we'll hang out, I get very stereotypically high. I'm like, dude, we're on a planet. We're spinning around so fast. I do that shit for like 20 minutes. And then afterwards, I'm like, hey, can we, apparently I've said this verbatim, dude, I can feel the speed of the earth. The Emily edibles, as we have called them on this podcast, are fucking strong, man.
Yeah. We took a third of one of those, and we had, it was a wild time. And then Robert took a whole one a few weeks ago.
So, Ilya comes into the kitchen to check on Shane, and Shane is with his coq au vin, and he's stirring it and trying to check it and make sure it tastes good, and his brow furrowed in concentration as he worked to determine if it was good enough to serve his best friends. It was cute, and Ilya loved him.
And then Shane asks if he thinks it's too salty. So Ilya kisses him, which he barely gets to taste any sauce at all, by the way. And it's like, it tastes perfect. This would work on me. I would be a puddle on the floor. I'd be like, okay.
Okay.
Screw the sauce. We're fucking on this kitchen counter.
We're fucking on the sauce.
Hayden Pike's worst nightmare.
You want to taste another kind of sauce?
I'll show you special sauce.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, this doesn't really work. Like, it does and it doesn't work on Shane, where he's like, yeah, it's cute, but she's like, taste the fucking sauce. I actually need to know.
And Ilya tastes the sauce like a whore. There's like a whole sucking on the spoon and like hollowing out his cheeks. Like, he's an absolute slut about it. And he says, the stew was fine. The plain arousal on Shane's face was delicious.
My brother in Christ.
And you want to tell me this man is not bricked up? Camille, always.
I was going to say, coq au vin, more like coq au vin. Like, coq au vin.
You're also pronouncing the hell out of that, because I'm always like, coq au vin.
Cock!
No, coq au vin.
He's pulling his coq au vin out.
Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Coq au vin.
I don't care if I'm saying it right because I don't respect the French.
Coq au vin.
So true.
Ilya asks where the parsley he chopped is because, quote, cooking was something that he and Shane had gotten into together. It was enjoyable finding recipes and learning new kitchen techniques, working together on something rather than competing. Not that it was never competitive. Plus, there was delicious food to eat when they were done, and Ilya was pretty sure that the feeling of accomplishment made Shane horny. Win, win, win.
I will cry right now. This is so cute, so domestic.
You're gonna cry because it's cute.
Oh, I can't relate to this because the few times that Mac and I have cooked together, it's been, I'll make like, I don't cook as often. Mac does most of the cooking, and he'll cook and he'll be like, get the fuck out of the kitchen. I don't need help. I'm like, love you too. Thank you. Just call me when dinner's ready. And when I cook, I'm like, I'm making steak because I just love making steak, hamburger, stuff like that for like guests and whenever I cook. And he's like, can I help? I'm like, you can make a salad. And he's in my way the entire time making a salad. I'm like, I love you so much, but get the fuck out of this kitchen, please. I love you.
Okay.
I was literally the most annoying piece of shit yesterday.
Consider they're rich and their kitchen is huge.
Yeah, that probably would. If Mac and I had a bigger kitchen, I think we'd love each other in the kitchen.
They probably have like a sous kitchen, like a kitchen, like a prep kitchen off to the side. Honestly, with like a wine fridge and everything, they probably have that. And so, like, he could be like, "Ilya, get out of my face. go over there and chop your vegetables. Okay, so this made you want to cry because it was beautiful and domestic. It made me want to cry because I was thinking about the long game Shane and his obsessive diet and how he and Ilya can't cook together because of it. And except for like the one time that Ilya's like, Shane's coming to town. Let me go get a bunch of expensive ingredients at the healthy food store so that we can make something together. But like they get this and then Shane gets this weird obsessiveness and they don't get to enjoy cooking together anymore. They lose their little pleasures in the same way that Ilya loses his vices. Cooking with Shane is a little pleasure for him and then they don't get to do it anymore. That's why I'm here, to bring the mood down. Insert that clip of Connor's story saying, let's kill the vibe.
Yeah. Jackie's very impressed that they made the food. Ilya's all proud. Tells me that Hayden's not doing much cooking at home.
And Hayden asks what it is. Shane says it's coq au vin. And Ilya helpfully tells Hayden that's French.
Boo.
Bitch. So it's noted that Shane pronounces it in parentheses perfectly. And I was just like, in perfect fucking French.
Right.
I love that these little thoughts of Ilya's stay consistent over the years in perfect fucking French.
They sit and eat in silence for a bit before Shane brings up hockey and something about the McFarland suspension. And I was like, I wonder if this is a plot point from another book. It's not, as far as I can tell, because one of the first things they text about is the, like, Zolo suspension, which is, like, a plot point in Game Changer.
Zulo.
And so, okay, do you think I care about that, man? I don't.
I thought you cared about being accurate and a reliable narrator, but go
Camille,
on.
No, I don't. I love to spread misinformation online. Where'd you get that impression?
I thought you cared about this
Anyway.
podcast and your integrity, bitch.
Anyway, TLDR, this is the one and only mention I could find of McFarland, so we don't care about this man. And so Shane and Hayden are yapping about hockey, and Ilya makes sympathetic eye contact with Jackie because he is a girl's girl. And I just have to say, pour one out for poor Jackie Pike, because, like, imagine, your husband is a hockey player. His best friend is a hockey player. You've wanted for years for his best friend to bring you some nice, normal wag, and I'm going to use that gender neutrally, some nice, normal person who is not a hockey player, so that you have someone to talk to at events like this. And no, who does your husband's best friend bring home? Another fucking hockey player.
I was going to say, wags instead of wives and girlfriends is white and getting some. In Ilya's case.
Yes.
Wealthy and getting some. Like, I don't know, you take your pick. But he getting some. So Ilya says we shouldn't talk about hockey tonight. And Jackie's like, oh my God, thank you. And my note, which is a joke, it's a joke. My note that is a joke is, imagine how ableist you have to be to tell your autistic boyfriend that he can't talk about his special interest at dinner.
Camille, you can't say that. There's already discourse right now about how it's ableist to use big words in books.
Indubitably.
Why use big word when feud word do trick?
Me think.
No, but this is a funny joke. Thank you, Camille.
Thank you. So Shane can't handle the silence because they don't know what's on, like, they can't think of anything else to talk about. And so he's like, well, we have to talk about something. And Ilya says, well, we can talk about how Hayden's eating around the mushrooms like a 5-year-old. So Hayden drops his spoon or gloves, and he says, we could also talk about what the fuck Shane sees in you.
Oh,
This is coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb.
no, this is coughing bomb versus hydrogen baby. What are you talking about?
Well, because Ilya's out here like, haha, Hayden doesn't like mushrooms, and then Hayden's like, you have no redeeming qualities and your boyfriend should leave you.
Okay, but that's not what he said. But, like,
But that's what he meant.
But be fair here. Ilya has not done a single thing at all so far to make Hayden like him.
Untrue. He has given Hayden so much wine.
Come on, bro.
No. The person who gives me wine at a party is my best friend. I don't care if I actually like them or not.
See? Exactly.
I'm shocked that Hayden drank the wine without, like, looking at it or sniffing it first. Even Shane was like, he wants me to drink this ginger ale. Is it poisoned?
Yeah.
Hayden's
Hayden's like, he seems to be giving me a lot of wine.
That leads into a lovely little side tangent. A lovely listener of ours mentioned us on Threads, and they're like, how do you hate Detroit? It has pizza, it has Verner's, it has all this other stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, Verner's, the god of ginger ale. How could I forget? So that's 2 things I like about Detroit. /3, because I have family in Michigan. You're welcome.
The only thing that I like about Michigan is that I had open heart surgery there, and it went well.
Yay!
Now you guys also have one more thing to like about Michigan.
If it happened in another state, are you saying your heart was going to explode in the operating room? Like,
I literally took a plane from Tennessee to Michigan to have that surgery, and a week later got on the plane and came back. So, I mean, yeah.
The Michigan doctors out here with they're Michiganing. They're pouring Verner's into the wound.
Doing good
Shout
stuff.
out to Dr. Beauvais, saved my life.
So Ilya says, you are jealous. And Hayden gets very defensive. What? No, Hayden sputtered. I'm not jealous of you. I'm not. Shane, I love you. You know that. But I'm not. He turned to Ilya, who was now thoroughly enjoying himself. Jesus, my wife is right here, you fucking asshole. And you know that's not what I meant. Ilya just shrugged. He hadn't actually meant it, but now he was starting to wonder.
Getting very defensive there, Mr. Pike. Do you have something doth need to protest?
And I think this line did so much damage to the Hayden has a crush on Shane part of the community, because I have read so many, like, Hayden is secretly bisexual and has had a crush on Shane the entire time, which I think is hilarious. Keep doing you. But I don't think he has a crush on Shane.
Yeah, I don't see it. It's not a ship that I understand or can get behind.
On one hand, I am a very big fan of best friends to lovers in, like, fanfic and also in shows in general and whatever. And on the other hand, I love it when 2 best friends are like, do you guys like each other? And it's like, ew, no, what the fuck? Yeah, that's my bro, dude. What the fuck? I love that so much.
Yeah, and so that's what this is. I think he should have thrown in, like, if I had to kiss a guy, I'd pick Shane or something. Like,
Oh,
You get to kiss a guy. I fuck him. Anyway.
the food is delicious, Jackie said, probably wanting to steer the conversation away from whether or not her husband had a giant crush on Shane. I didn't even know you cooked, Shane. He's full of surprises, Hayden grumbled. Okay, now this one pisses me off. This one pisses me the fuck off. But again, Shane is still not putting his foot down. We can tell that Shane is upset because Ilya notes that Shane looks upset, but Shane doesn't say anything. But also, Shane is having a moment of realizing that all of his fears were valid. Mm-hmm. This is not going well, and this is exactly what Shane was scared of happening if they were outed or if people knew.
I kind of wish that Shane would have said something to Hayden a bit sooner. And like both of them at once, being like, yo, we're trying to have a nice dinner. Shut the fuck up. Both of you. Stop.
Like, put your captain pants on, Shane.
Yeah.
Tell him to shut the fuck up.
He lets this go on far longer than he should.
Right.
Honestly, from the second that Hayden was like, we could talk about what Shane sees in you, like, I would have been like, okay, now you're coming for my relationship, and that's not cool.
Right. So Shane says that he got into cooking in the past year. It's something they've been doing together. And Jackie's like, well, that's really sweet, Hayden. We should try to cook together sometime. And he's like, I suck at cooking.
Hayden, your wife is trying to do something sweet and cute. And you're like, oh, I suck at cooking. Men. Why are men?
He's a hockey bro. Also, can I take a moment to remind everyone that Shane Hollander is a jock?
Yeah, Shane Hollander
He's not
is a
some
jock.
cutesy, like, domestic housewife, and I'm tired of people acting like he is. He's a jock. His
a jock.
entire life is about sports. He's a jock.
They're jock for jock.
Speaking of sports, Ilya hits Hayden back with the, but you suck at hockey and you still play it. Boom, air horns. Get those fucking meme air horns. Brr, 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 brr.
Hayden looked pleadingly at Shane. Seriously? This guy? I've got no problem with you being gay. What a hero, Ilya said flatly. Hayden turned to Ilya. Shane can date all the men he wants, but you are a relentless douchebag, and I've never liked you. Jesus, Hayden, Jackie mumbled. This is fair. Like, fair. But also, I would also like to point out that, like, part of Hayden's literal job is to fight on Shane's behalf. He is a forward. He is a winger. It is his job to take the fights for Shane, much like it is Ryan Price. The thing about Hayden is he's not big and scary and intimidating like Ryan Price is. He's actually shorter than Shane by like 2 inches, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, he's not an enforcer, but it is his job to fight for Shane. So that whole Marlowe, you motherfucker, is not just because they're friends. That's because that's literally Hayden's job, is to fight. Like, open up scoring opportunities, and then the other part of his job is take on the fights for Shane. Shane doesn't need to fight. You need to fight. Wingers fight more than defensemen do. So, like...
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's part of their job. So, anyway, all that to say, I love mushrooms, and I can't believe he's eating around them.
I don't like mushrooms.
I love them. As a child, I used to clean them off and chop them up and then put them in a pan with butter and just saute them with butter and salt and then just eat them.
I do think Ilya's response is kind of hilarious. He's like, you should save some of that for our wedding. And I love that Hayden gets, like, so horrified that Ilya is implying that they're going to get married. He's like, don't even... Ugh!
So then Jackie asked Ilya if he went back to Russia at all this summer.
Ho! We're just like, we're finding all the mines in this field, and we're finding them.
I love how Ilya, internally he goes like, no.
No.
He's like, the alarm bells. No. To not go back to Russia.
No.
It's another example of folks, like, not understanding Russia and the Russia of it all. Because she's like, did you get back to Russia? As in, like, did you manage to get back home and see your folks? Like, she doesn't
did you
understand.
go see your family?
Because nobody knows anything about Ilya. They didn't even know that his mom killed herself.
Right. That is
Nobody
true.
knows that.
Just Shane. Yeah, Shane knows that. So Shane says he was at the cottage and then dealing with moving to Ottawa. Jackie then asks how he's liking Ottawa. Ilya says the team sucks, but the city isn't so bad. I'm like, is it the city or is it the being 2 hours from Shane? Because I don't really think he spends that much time in Ottawa. Certainly not with his team.
Well, yeah, he hasn't started yet.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, this is November. So he's been playing with that team for a month. And then he's had, like, training camp and everything. So he's been with the team for, like, 2.5, 3 months. But most of that time, like, during training camp, I'm sure he was going back and forth. So, like, all this other, So it's just been, I don't think he's really tried to put any roots down except for the house that he bought, right? And Hayden says that he doesn't understand why Ilya would leave a contender like Boston for Ottawa.
And I'm like, would you leave Montreal for Jackie, Hayden?
But he doesn't know that it's that serious because nobody's fucking told him that.
Yeah, but also, he knows how long this has been going on, at least a little bit.
No, he doesn't know.
He at least knew that there was someone.
Yes, but he didn't know how long this has been going on. He thought it was just a couple seasons. He says that later.
Okay, but even that, he only dated Jackie for a couple months before they got engaged.
Yeah, but this is gay shit. He's not sure about how that works. He doesn't have any
true.
U-Haul lesbians in
That's
his life,
true.
okay? So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Ilya, in response, says that he's sure that Hayden doesn't understand a lot of things. And Shane is like, Ilya, I've literally written out so many sentences in his defense, okay? But also, boo on Ilya, because, like, Ilya could have been a grown-up here and, like, honestly answered this question. And he could have won points with Hayden with a good answer to this question, but instead, he decides to be a little shit. And he makes everything worse. He could have been like, because I love Shane and I wanted to be closer to him, and that's really important to me, rather than being a dickhead.
But I also think he did imply that there was going to be a wedding, so that's not the kind of thing that you imply.
I think that he was implying that just to piss him off.
Well, probably, but also that kind of shit would have made Shane freak out if they weren't actually wedding serious, you know?
Well, they've already had the conversation about, like, is on the water, fucking relax, you know?
Right.
So, like, Shane already knows that that's in the future somewhere.
No, but, like, I'm just saying, like, Ilya has already brought up a wedding. And if you're not for real thinking about that, you wouldn't bring that up. You know, I don't know.
If you were trying to rile him up, you would. So then Hayden says, what happens when you break up? Are you going to sign with Anaheim or something?
Oof.
Not if. When. Fuck you, Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden, we are... I know we're upset, but we're going to reveal why we're upset. And also, I need to say that I don't particularly forgive Hayden when he goes through his whole, like, this is why I'm upset spiel. But this was a huge blow.
Yeah.
I think that, I'm a JJ hater, Mal is a JJ defender, and then we flip when it comes to Hayden. And it's not because I'm a racist, let me just say, okay?
No.
Hold on. It's because JJ does it with a fucking audience. And he even gets the chance. Hayden even gives him the chance to stand up for Shane, and he doesn't. Again. He tells him to fuck off and go home. Hayden doesn't do this shit with an audience.
I defend JJ just as much as I think we should be just as harsh with JJ as we are with Hayden. So if you forgive Hayden, you should forgive JJ. If you hate Hayden, you should hate JJ. That is the way in which that I am a JJ. So most of my hatred for Hayden Pike is performative. I will say that.
Callan Potter, please come on the pod.
But I also, I do hate the way that he acts at this dinner party. I also, I'm a little mad at Ilya for the way he reacts. But I'm just kind of have the same energy for JJ that you have for Hayden.
The reason that I don't is because, again, Hayden does this shit when there's no audience.
Because Shane didn't give JJ the opportunity to not do it with an audience, but, Hayden got that chance. JJ didn't. Anyway.
This podcast is about to end. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
We sound like we're really mad at each
Camille
other.
And I were gonna fight.
No. We sound like we're really mad at each other. We're not that serious about it. It's just that we definitely very much disagree on this point, and I don't think we'll ever convince each other otherwise.
Yes. No, I don't think so.
We're never going to change each other's minds. And there are going to be people in the comments, and I don't want anyone who's going to be like, wow, they're really fighting. No, we're not. We just really don't agree on this.
We disagree, and it's fine.
But it's okay. It's fine.
Wow, we're so big and brave.
I'm right. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm right, and I'm definitely not
People
saying Mal's right.
People can't do that anymore.
But I love you.
Yes, we still love each other very much. Shane must have sensed that Ilya was about to say something that almost certainly would have made Hayden smash the wine bottle on the table and come for Ilya's face with it. Love that. That is an incredible line. Because he put a hand on Ilya's forearm and said, "Could you guys give it a rest, please?" Again, Shane, put on your captain pants. Mm-hmm. Stop letting your best friend undermine your relationship. You gotta step it up here. It's not Ilya's job to convince Hayden that you're serious about this.
Yeah. He's not being a big boy about this because he's so scared.
I think, a lot of Shane's fear and internal struggle from right now might be shit, do I have to choose between my boyfriend and my best friend?
I think that Shane's fear is always coming from a place of thinking he has to choose one thing. I think that there are self-imposed choices that he has to make. Hockey or Ilya. That's not a choice he has to make. It's not actually a choice he needs to make, but he hypes himself up to the point that it's best friend or boyfriend, and you don't have to pick. What you could do is tell them both to grow the fuck up. Because if there's one person in this moment who has the authority to tell both of them to grow the fuck up, it's Shane. Jackie can't tell Ilya to grow the fuck up because Ilya is not hers. Mm-mm. She can tell Hayden to grow the fuck up, and she does. But she can't tell them both to. Shane could, but Shane doesn't have his big boy pants on, and so he doesn't.
Yeah.
So really, the villain of this story is Shane Hollander.
Yeah, Shane needs to step it up, and he needs to not only yell at Ilya, he also needs to get on to Hayden. Again, this is another situation where we need to have the same energy for both people, right? They're both in the wrong, you need to get on to both of them. But he's, trying to keep the peace in a very weird way.
Right. And I'm you're a captain. Act like a captain, which is kind of feeding into my Ilya's a better captain theory. But
yeah. No, yeah.
Even though Ilya's being a little shit. But also, Ilya's I'm not in control of this situation. It's a bunch of men acting like boys, and that's the problem, really. So Jackie tells Hayden to grow the hell up, right?
Queen shit.
She asks how Shane and Ilya met. And Ilya, they talk about, it was a long time ago.
Well, I love how Ilya, snorts at her saying, "How did you meet?" Because, they met
through
playing
hockey.
And she's well, not met, but first time you felt sparks. And Hayden says, "I bet Shane was drunk as hell, and I want to kill him. But also, I need Shane to step the fuck up and tell him how serious he is."
And then I get mad at Ilya, because then Ilya responds, "We don't all need alcohol to make people sleep with us."
Woo!
Hayden flushed, possibly realizing that Shane had told Ilya all about how he and Jackie had met at a nightclub years ago. This is so unfair to Jackie. Why is Jackie catching strays?
Yeah, tragic.
You're saying her judgment is so bad that she only is with her husband because she was drunk when she met him? Ilya.
Yeah, this is kind of not great for Jackie either.
It starts off kind of as a like, woo, get him, from Ilya to Hayden, and then you like look back and you're like, oh no, this also implicates Jackie. That's not great.
You're like, wait a minute, why is Jackie dead? Like, hold on.
Yeah, because she got us straight. Anyway, so Shane finally opens his mouth and is like, actually, I wasn't even old enough to drink legally. Hayden, you don't understand. I was having gay thoughts about my rival and I couldn't even drink about them.
And then you went down a rabbit hole.
Yes, because we do find out that Shane was answering the question, when did you first feel sparks? And that is obvious in him saying that he couldn't even drink, because I was like, what is the drinking age in Canada? Is it 18? Because then the first time he felt sparks, he would have been able to drink. So it is 18 in Alberta, Manitoba, and Quebec, and then it is 19 everywhere else in Canada. So relevant to places that we've been in important Rozanov moments. In Ontario and Saskatchewan, it would be 19. So they meet at 17 in Saskatchewan, where the drinking age is 19. So they couldn't drink there. They're 17. They're drafted in LA at 18, and they have a moment in the hotel gym. That's the USA. Drinking age is 21. And then they have their commercial in Toronto at 19, which is where they sleep together, and they can drink. Toronto's also in Ontario, so, like, 19 is the drinking age there. Not that really matters, because they're 19 anyway and could drink. It is kind of funny to me that Shane, like, when he goes to play for Montreal, right? His rookie season, he could drink in Montreal, but if he goes home to Ottawa, he can't drink.
He's like, during the season, when I don't drink, I can. And when I go home for the summer, I cannot drink.
Well, no, because I guess if they hooked up at 19 before their rookie season, he wouldn't have been in Montreal before that, right? Well, anyway, still funny that, like, he would have been able to drink in Montreal, but not Ottawa for, like, a year. That's crazy. And then, like, poor Russian Ilya getting drafted to the U.S. where the drinking age is 21. Like, I know that boy had a good fake. So he could go to the clubs.
Or there was like a veteran that would get it for him or something. I don't know. Now, Hayden's like, whoa. Like, you said this has been going on for a while. I thought maybe like a season or two. Like, how old were you when... ...
And Ilya says 19, Shane says 18. Because Ilya is answering, when did you first ... have sex? And Shane is answering Jackie's question, when did you first feel sparks?
Very neurodivergent that I can relate to, where it's like we haven't responded to the first question yet. Why are we responding to a brand new question?
The first question?
I need to answer the first question first.
Shane is blushing, and Ilya notes that his ears are bright red and he wants to bite them, which is
Real.
so cute.
Yeah,
it's so cute.
Your biting's cute.
I often feel the desire to bite.
Yeah, you bite me frequently when we hang out.
I bite Robert sometimes.
Here's the kind of freak. Let me tell you what I sent Mal.
Whoa.
Is a post by Delisha Clementine on Threads, and it says, for Ilya's birthday, Shane agreed not to shower after his morning workout and to let Ilya tie him to the headboard so he could huff Shane's armpits for as long as he wanted, which turned out to be almost 2 hours. After 15 minutes, Shane started meditating. And I was like, that's real. That's so real.
Camille, I read that message from you and I said, yeah, this checks out, and then scrolled away.
I love that we can admit that even if it's not our freak, that tracks for them. Like, yeah, no, I can see that. Jackie asks where they were, and Ilya says it was a hotel gym, and it was the night we were drafted. And there's something so romantic to me about the way that they both take turns telling the story and finishing each other's sandwiches. Like, the tossing back and forth and, like, the gazing at each other is so romantic. And then the next bit is a public gym. Hayden looked like he was going to faint. Before you were even rookies? Are you fucking kidding me? Nothing happened, Shane explained quickly. It wasn't like that. I just felt something.
Lust.
Ilya supplied. No, maybe. Shut up, Shane sighed. Can we stop talking about this? Absolutely, Hayden said.
I mean, we already talked about it a little bit, but his discomfort with them having sexual feelings for each other is giving homophobic a little bit. But also I understand that this is insane behavior for a first
meeting
conversation. This one is a little more like, this is sort of a normal, like, the conversation has led us here and we're not being too unhinged. Mm-hmm. So, like, Hayden, why do you have a problem with us having sparks at a hotel gym? You know? you know?
I sparked in a hotel gym asking about it. Hi, Reddit. I sparked in a public gym. Ask me anything.
Here's the thing, is that I have like the reverse of this, where I have many friends who'll be like, oh my god, let me tell you about this time I had sex. And I'm like, cool, tell me, cool. It's going to go in 1 year, out the other. But the second, because I've only had one set of friends who this has happened to. The second I have a friend who's like, oh, we're trying for kids. I'm like, oh, you're fucking raw. Thanks for telling me.
Why is that worse than like hearing about graphic sex from your friends?
Yeah, I don't know why it's weirder for me.
I'm like, why are you trying to hold on to it? Ew. Like,
no, exactly, because I'm like, Hayden, there's so much evidence of your sex life running around.
Your sex life says words now. Your sex life can count to 10, okay? Like, please.
That's fucking crazy.
So
Somebody ask Hayden's kids their opinions on dinosaurs. I need to know. Anyway.
I'm sure Arthur Pike has a lot of thoughts about dinosaurs.
Arthur, juice box and dinosaurs. Let's go.
Shumpy.
Okay, so Hayden asks Ilya if he's going back to Ottawa tomorrow. And, okay, I do have to shout out Allison from our Patreon, because we got a comment saying that there are some differences between the version on online and the version like printed in the actual Heated Rivalry book. And so I sat down with both and like went line for line to see the changes. And so this is where the timeline diverges, because on the website, Ilya here says, yes, don't worry, I'll be gone for a while. But in the book, he says, don't worry, I'll be back in 2 weeks.
And we think that the reason for this is probably because when she writes a short story and posts it online, it really doesn't go through like her editor and publishing and all of that kind of stuff. It's just a bonus short story. Now, when it gets published in the book, it would go through her editor and all of that kind of stuff. So that's probably why things are a little bit more refined or changed or whatever. Now, we can't begin to understand why they made the changes that they did. Personally, I like some of the things from the online version better than the book. But yeah, so.
Yes, and I will continue to point them out. But this is also where we get sort of a 2 weeks versus 3 here. And I just wonder if, like, did we look at the timeline and figure out something was weird? I don't know. Because to me, I'm kind of like, I don't really think it matters. But yeah, here's a quote. So Ilya, in like thinking about going back to Ottawa, he says something about how he came in after a game, got in after midnight, and they kept each other busy for many hours having sex, and then Shane had to get up early for practice. And then tomorrow he's going to be flying to Vancouver, and he's not going to be back for several weeks. And then when he's back, Shane is on the road. And so he starts thinking, it wasn't going to be easy, but it was definitely better than it had been before. Last season had been agony. Ilya had still been playing for Boston, and knowing that Shane was in love with him had made keeping their secret much harder. Before they'd admitted their feelings to one another, Ilya had always enjoyed the sneaking around. He'd liked Shane Hollander being his sexy secret, but the past 15 months hadn't been much fun at all.
Ilya likes trouble, but only when that's all it is. As soon as it's more serious than that, he doesn't like trouble. He's like, well, now I'm committed and I need my boo. Where's my boo?
He likes trouble and he likes risks when he feels like he doesn't have anything to lose. And I think up until this point, he hasn't really felt like he had anything to lose because he didn't really see a future for himself. And he was just kind of like, yeah, I'm having fun. Mm-hmm. But now there's this future that Shane has shown him that he can have. And he's like, fuck, I really want this. Like, I want this now, but they can't have it yet. And we also find out that part of the reason that Ilya is acting the way that he is, probably, is because he didn't want this dinner to happen at all, because their nights together are so few and far between, and having to share them with someone else, especially Hayden Stupid Pike, which I love that he says Hayden Stupid Pike. Like, he's just like, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to use the word fuck. Hayden doesn't deserve that. He's stupid.
Hayden Stupid Pike.
Shane fucking Hollander and Hayden Stupid Pike. So, Hayden, we find out, stumbled inadvertently upon the truth.
Yes.
By joking that Shane was secretly dating Ilya.
More on this in the epilogue in a second.
Yeah. So Shane, who Ilya knew had been trying to figure out the right moment to tell his best friend that he was in love with Ilya Rozanov, had seized the opportunity and come clean. Hayden had been, understandably, dumbfounded. Once again, Shane plans and plans and plans and plans and plans and never executes. And I'm not trying to say that it's Shane's fault that he keeps getting outed, right? Like, not at all.
Right.
I'm not blaming Shane. But Shane never comes up with a good enough plan. He plans and he plans and he plans and he plans and he plans, and he spends so long trying to come up with a perfect plan that he never gets to execute his plans.
Right. Because he's waiting so much for it to be perfect. And I also wonder if this is part of the reason that he's not speaking up at dinner, because he likely planned for this evening to be perfect. And then both Ilya and Hayden are acting like children, and he has no backup plan. He's like, I don't know what to do right now because everything is falling apart and
This dinner was important to Shane, and Ilya knew the purpose of this evening was to make Jackie, and especially Hayden, understand what Shane saw in him. As far as Ilya was concerned, it wasn't anyone's business why Shane loved him. Ilya certainly didn't need to convince anyone that he was worth Shane's affection. Fuck them. It wasn't his job or Shane's to explain their relationship to anyone. I'm like, Ilya, this is the wrong mindset. God damn it. This is not this is not how a good partner behaves. What the fuck is wrong with you? Nobody's asking you to explain it. Just prove to Hayden that you're a decent fucking person. This is one dinner. You can't behave just for a couple hours to prove to people. Show them that you're a decent person. You don't owe it to them, but you owe it to Shane to make an effort.
Yeah, it's very interesting that he could do it and wasn't no, fuck what they think when it was Shane's parents. But now that it's Hayden, he's like, fuck what they think.
I think it's because of the banter and the relationship, quote unquote, that they've had on the ice, where it's I don't give a fuck what Hayden thinks, whereas for meeting Shane's parents, it was a more tender moment, mainly because Shane was freaking the fuck out, and so Ilya was like, okay, I gotta lock the fuck in.
Yeah. So then they all go to the living room and kind of stand around awkwardly until Shane decides he's gonna show Jackie the house, leaving Ilya and Hayden to bond, which I have a question here because, they're in Montreal. They're, surely they would have already seen Shane's house.
Are we trying to imply this is the first time that Hayden and Jackie have gone to Shane's house in X amount of time?
I mean, the house is new. We find that out in the epilogue. Shane has bought a new house.
It's because, Shane has bought a house instead of his condo. He doesn't have a condo anymore. He has a house. So the house is new.
So we're implying that Jackie and Hayden have not been to this new house yet.
Correct. Because he's been busy. He's been busy.
Right, he's been busy.
So
been busy with the new house.
Ilya has gone to the kitchen before we find out that Shane's going to give her a cheer. And he goes to get more wine instead of vodka because, like we said, Shane is a cuddly wine drunk and a violently ill vodka drunk. So he's going to stick with the wine. But then he's like, great, they're going on a cheer. I should have brought the vodka. And yes, I'm going to keep saying it that way because it's funny.
Cheer.
Cheer.
Camille, you're being anti-Canadian.
Hayden asks what Ilya is doing with Shane. What's your game here? And he asks if it's a joke to him or if he just gets off on fucking with Shane. And Ilya's like, yes, I do get off on fucking him. Thanks for asking.
I understand that Ilya's kind of being an asshole right now, but Hayden handed that to him on a golden platter.
Now, Hayden is trying to be protective. He's just going about it all wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, it's just oh, fuck. Come on. I get what you're trying to do, but... So Hayden wants to know if the appeal is that Shane is forbidden. And Ilya says, you must not think much of your best friend. And Hayden says, no, I don't think much of you. And I'm like, Ilya, you literally said 2 seconds ago that you liked Shane Hollander being your sexy secret.
No, he said 2 seconds ago that he didn't. He used to like that, but now he doesn't.
But it just, it's such a double standard. He's like, I can say it, but you can't point it out. And that's a valid thing, because that is what Ilya used to like. So it's valid for Hayden to be like, is this what it is to you? It was.
But it also is I understand what Ilya is saying, because it's you truly can't see why someone might want to be with your best friend other than that he's forbidden? Like, you can't see that there are good things that I would like that would make this worth the risk?
But, like, why are we taking shots at each other's partners? Why are our partners catching strays while we're fighting with each other? Why am I insulting your wife and you're insulting my boyfriend? Why is this happening? Because we need to grow the
we
fuck
are
up.
assholes.
Sheen Hollander and Ilya Rozanov are assholes.
Hayden says that Shane should be with a nice guy who cares about him, and Ilya finally is like, enough. And he stands up. He's towering over Hayden because he is 7 inches taller than him.
Yeah, it says he has 7 inches on him, which Ilya being 6'3" would mean that Hayden's like 5'8". That's like my height.
Oh,
You're
wait,
the
I was
same
going to say,
height
this
as
isn't a
Hayden.
video podcast. Maybe I'll have to clip that moment. I looked down at my...
Oh no, I was also gonna make the joke 7 inches implies if Ilya's 9-inch schlong is canon, that means Hayden's rocking a 2-inch pecker. Let's go.
Yeah, I was going to say... Are we talking soft quack or...
Oh
Ilya has
God.
X-ray vision and he can see through Hayden's pants and he's like, I got 7 inches on you, bitch.
Can you imagine, even if you don't have X-ray vision, which many people don't, but you just look at...
But perhaps many people, perhaps the entirety of humanity.
Speak for
know
yourself.
that. But, like, imagine if Ilya did do that, just stare at him and go, huh. And be like, what? And be like, nothing.
Talking big shit for small dick.
Psychological warfare. Yeah. So there's another difference here between online and the book. So online, it says, in the tight space between the sofa and the coffee table, their chests bumped together. In the book, it says, in the tight space between the sofa and the coffee table, Hayden had to look straight up at him.
Why is the space between the sofa and the coffee table so tight?
Why are we pressed up against each other right now?
Shane comes and is like, that's not what I meant.
I enjoy the change to the book because I love the visual of, like, Hayden having to, like, crane his neck and look straight up to, like, try to be intimidating to Ilya. It's funny to me. But also, like, just knowing that they're chest to chest as well is also important to me.
I mean, because Ilya is 7 inches taller, it should be more accurately like chest to face.
He's like, I'll bite your nipple right now. I will.
I'm fucking crazy.
I'm an enforcer.
That's actually why they have to wear pads in hockey, so they're not
So
just
they don't
biting
bite
each
each
other's
other's
nipples.
Imagine he bites the nipple and he's like, is that a fucking bear tattoo?
God, I always forget about the fucking bear.
Ilya says, you think you know what's best for him. And Hayden says, I've known him since we were rookies. And Ilya says, yes, were you not listening at dinner? So have I. And that's fair. They make good points. They each make good points, right? But they're also both fucking assholes.
Yeah, they're both being dicks. Hayden says that he's never mentioned him. I wonder why. And Ilya says the same.
Lies.
And I'm kind of thinking about in the phone scene, you know, the phone scene, Ilya is thinking that he doesn't actually know Hayden Pike at all. He just knows that he's an average forward, extremely unremarkable in the looks department, and he's Shane's best friend. So,
which we've already discussed is Ilya as an unreliable narrator. It's not actually factually true.
Because again, Shane would not be friends with someone who's bad at hockey.
Hayden accuses him of sleeping with 1,000 women. He's like, it's probably not 1,000. And then he acts like he's starting to do math, which is ridiculous.
Which is,
unlike Shane, he can do math. Hayden asks who he thinks he's kidding, because he's obviously not gay. And Ilya's like, oh, have you heard of bisexuals? And then starts explaining bisexuality.
First bisexual mention, but at what cost?
some people like apples, some people like oranges, some people like both.
Some people like apples and oranges. I love that it's like he's very animated.
I'm impressed that Hayden knows what bisexual is, to be quite honest.
He watches that porn all the time, please. So,
Oh my God.
This...
What the fuck is bisexual porn? Hold on, I'm going on Pornhub. I'm Googling it. Bisexual. I completely misspelled the word bisexual. Don't ask me how I misspelled it. Bisexual porn. Let's see. It's just mainly threesomes.
Well, yeah.
It's just mainly threesomes. I'm disappointed. I don't know what I was expecting, but yet I'm still disappointed.
No, because the guys kiss each other.
No, actually, I'm back in. The dudes kiss while they fuck the girl. I'm back in.
That's what I'm saying. There's no toxic masculinity here. It's a threesome where they're not like, whoa. It's super, super biphobic of Hayden. Like, also, he probably doesn't know a lot about being gay. I also probably think he doesn't know a lot about being bi.
I mean, I also think this is along the same lines of Shane's parents when they were like, so you're such a ladies' man. Like, I think
hey, Ilya, you're a slut.
Yeah, everybody's being a little biphobic and also slut-shaming Ilya, and he didn't sleep with 1,000 women. It's probably not 1,000.
Probably.
Hayden asks if he knows what this will do to Shane if this gets out. And I'm like, how about what this will do to Ilya? Nobody ever considers the Russia of it all. Like, everybody is very ignorant to the Russia of it all. I
need Carter Vaughn in that room to be like, did you know? Actually, Hayden.
Actually, it's really brave for someone to be gay in Russia. Did you know? Fun fact.
Fucking brave, bro.
Also, all ice dancers are gay. So it's like, Carter, you're a little confused, but
the term ice dancer itself is gay. Be honest. Figure skater, fine. Ice dancer,
is he?
Bruh.
An ice dancer.
It's like I said last week. All gay guys like to dance. That's why Shane dances around things.
How much do you want to bet that that's
$4
kind of a thing that starts getting thrown around on the ice when people find out that Shane is gay? Like, shouldn't you be figure skating? Or like some shit like that?
$3.26.
Hayden says that he's not going to let Ilya hurt Shane, and he shoves him just as Shane walks back into the room. And so this is the moment where I was like, change the setting here, right? This is exactly what I expect from the both of them on the ice.
Yep.
Like, put them on the rink in skates and pads. Of course they're arguing and shoving each other. It's all they know how to do.
And of course, Ilya is pick until Hayden starts the fight. That's his thing.
That's his thing. And so Shane walks in and he's like, seriously, guys? And Ilya goes, he started it.
Which I'm sure that is exactly what he pulls with the refs.
And I'm like, you know what? The psychological warfare started the moment Ilya opened the door for him. Ilya has been dropping nukes on Hayden since he crossed the threshold.
But also Hayden has been being an asshole.
Shane yells at Ilya first. And he's like, I've been waiting. I want to actually read the quote. Hold on. Do you know how long I've been wanting to do this? To introduce you to my friends as my boyfriend? Hayden and Jackie are my best friends, and you're being an asshole. Fucking right, Hayden said smugly. And you, Shane said, turning his fury on Hayden.
No, when Hayden says fucking right, I want to kill him. Because I'm like, you are also the problem here. Fuck off.
I'm like, how is this man raising children? So,
not well.
Shane then turns his anger on Hayden, and he says, you're acting like I met Ilya yesterday or something. Just because you only found out about us recently doesn't mean our relationship is new. It's pretty fucking solid, even if you don't want to believe it. Even if you don't want to consider the fact that we've been keeping this thing a secret for almost 10 fucking years now. And that really shakes Hayden. That really fucks with Hayden.
We also get do you know how scared I've been this whole time? Do you know how fucking terrifying it is to feel attracted to your arch rival when you're 18 and your rival also happens to be a man? I've been so fucking scared and alone for so goddamn long, and tonight was supposed to end some of that, and you guys are acting like children. Fuck both of you. Period. This is what Shane should have done like 13 microaggressions ago, right?
7 glasses of wine ago, this should have happened.
Yes. And Ilya thinks, shit, perhaps I kept his wine glass too full.
I'm like, no. You know
but
what?
Also,
this is exactly what you needed to hear.
Shane, aren't you tired of being calm all the time? Don't you want to go ape shit? Exactly. Do it.
You gotta go gorilla mode. So, like, Shane has this explosion, and I literally was just like, finally. God.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes. He's put the captain pants on, and he's finally using his words.
Mm-hmm. He's stepped onto the ice, and he's like, okay, all right, here we go. So Hayden says, you could have told me. I hate that you kept it from me all this time, that you thought you needed to. And then Ilya thinks, well, that was unexpectedly sweet. And Hayden says, it hurts, you know?
And I say, not everything is about you, Hollander.
But this is fair. This is my argument of like, you can't defend JJ for feeling this way and then not,
Okay.
like, and then hate Hayden for it.
So, again, I'm going to say, I am not a JJ defender in that I don't think JJ did anything wrong. I am a JJ defender in that he and Hayden have a very similar reaction, and we should meet them with the same energy. I don't think you can be a Hayden Pike defender and not also be a little bit a JJ defender. You know, like you gotta have the same energy for both of them. But I think because of the way that this fandom like thinks about both of them, I end up being a Hayden Pike hater and a JJ defender because I'm like, we should be treating them both the same because their reaction is essentially the same. It just happens at different times. And like, I'm like, it's not cool with me that you're making this about you in this moment, but also like, I understand that's a very human emotion to feel the reaction, and I understand feeling hurt, but also deal with that shit on your own time. You know, don't bring that energy into your first interaction with the boyfriend.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I think that for me, it's more of a, like, my defense of Hayden in this is I think Hayden comes in being a little prick, but I don't think Ilya ever signals to him that he's trying to be any different. And if Ilya had, like, been civil, I think Hayden would have been like, oh, I'm not matching the vibe here. I need to bring it down. I don't think Hayden's an idiot, right? And I think he could have read the room. And if Ilya hadn't been egging it on, I think he would have chilled the fuck out.
No, they both came in with the wrong energy because we get that Ilya is coming in mad that he's losing one of his nights with Shane. And he's also has this like, fuck you, I don't have to prove my relationship to anyone attitude. And then Hayden is coming in with this like, I can't believe my best friend has had this going on and didn't tell me hurt. And also this like, Ilya's a douchebag and I hate him. And so those two things are just like unstoppable force meets immovable object. Like we're just like,
Maybe we'll discuss this again at some point. We probably should, but I do want to say it while it's on my brain. Otherwise, I'll forget it and then never think of it again. Is that I think that when Hayden goes, oh, maybe it's Ilya Rozanov, he says it as a joke, but Shane is like, yes. But then when JJ figures it out, he kind of is like, oh, my silly gay friend Shane has a crush on a straight guy who could never have feelings for him and dumps that on Shane without the opportunity for Shane to be like, what? No. He just says it like it's a fact.
That's not how that scene goes.
But he's like, Shane, it's no good, buddy. You can't have a crush on a straight guy.
Well, we'll talk more about that later. Well, I'll remember that.
I don't want to forget to, because So.
No.
Shane finally says, I couldn't. We hadn't even told each other. It took us 7 years to figure out how we really felt about each other. For me to even figure out that I'm gay. But once we sorted it all out, I wanted to tell you. And I did, eventually. And, Ilya added, because he couldn't help himself, you've taken it super well. God damn it, Ilya! Literally. Jesus fucking Christ. Come on, bro.
Come on, what?
And Hayden says, I thought you hated him. We talked about how much we hated him all the time, for years. And then I find out that not only that you don't hate him, but you must love him so fucking much, right? Like, you'd have to go through all of this.
Why be such a dick if you recognize that?
Because he's just having this realization right now. He's having those thoughts here and now. Because he's been put in his place. So he has to sit down and stew for a second on those thoughts. And he's being held, his feet are being held to the flame. He has to explain his behavior.
This is not a hot take, but I think the conclusion that we can come to is that the villain in all of this short story, heated rivalry, the long game,
homophobia,
the villain is...
the NHL.
Okay,
toxic
so
masculinity.
I was going to say, the villain is men's inability to communicate.
The villain is men.
Men.
I'll take men for 5,000, Alex.
Because it's like, hey, if we all just fucking talked to each other, a lot of these things would not be the problem that they are.
I'm sorry. Hayden sounded like all the fight had left him. I'm making this about me, and it's not. This dinner was a big deal for you, and I fucked it up.
Yes, you did.
A man apologizing?
I love Hayden.
He does get a point from me for this. He really does.
I love Hayden. I really do love Hayden. I think he's a great best friend, especially in the epilogue. I just think he's a really good best friend.
Fanfic Hayden is a better friend than canon Hayden. But again, I think that's one of the things that, like, Rachel Reed doesn't write a whole lot of Hayden and Shane interaction, so you're left to kind of fill in the blanks, and I think sometimes I can tend to fill in the blanks in a more negative way versus, like, fanfic writers often fill in the blanks in a more positive way and, like, make Hayden out to be a much better friend than he necessarily is.
But I like
in
the
text.
scene. I like the scene in The Long Game when, and we've talked about this before, Hayden watches a scary movie and scares himself, so he goes to Shane's hotel room and is like, "Hey, buddy." And then he, like, has this whole heart-to-heart with Shane about being a father and, like, "I think you guys will be good dads. You guys both really like kids. I think Ilya would be a good dad." Mm-hmm. He's a good guy, and we'll get there. We'll talk more. I think you can read a book 17 times, but then the moment that you read it and you talk with other people about it is when you really start to change your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like,
No,
I
would
might
agree.
be easier on JJ this time around. Who knows? I've read that book like 7 times, but
I will make you a little bit of a defender, I think.
I did mention earlier that, like, I'm not superbly accepting of this apology. I'm like, I think it's kind of half-assed and it's about me. It's more, this is how it's affected me, kind of, than him apologizing for, "I'm sorry for how I've affected you," which I'm like, that's not really an apology. It's an explanation. Sure. You're explaining why you're acting shitty like this, but you're not really saying the words, "I'm sorry." I mean, like, I guess he did say,
he
"I'm
does.
sorry for
He
fucking
literally
up."
says, "I'm sorry. I'm making this about me. It's not about me. This dinner was a big deal for you. I fucked it up." I think that's a great apology.
Nah, it's a terrible apology. Hayden Pike to the gulag.
I'm sorry. No. Okay, hold on. Let's both fight with Robert. Robert, what the fuck? Say that shit to my face. What the fuck did you just say? Are you
Hayden
saying
Pike.
that if you and I had this interaction and I made that apology to you, that it would not be good enough? Dead ass.
No, it would be great from you because it's you.
So you hate Hayden Pike because he has a dick.
I hate men, yeah.
Welcome to the Misandry crew.
Like, whatever, it's a fine apology, but I'm still like, he could have worded it a little better and done a little more.
Yeah.
Have we talked about on the pod how there's an article online that says that we give fantastic regular person energy?
Yeah, that does exist. That is out there.
There's nothing regular about us. What the fuck are they talking about?
I know. Like in one of our episodes, the word bukkake was said, so.
One of our episodes,
I'm-
Camille made a fucking 9/11 joke. Well, I made the 9/11 joke first.
I think that's pretty regular.
Well, my thing was, I was like, guys, because they were specifically talking about the pit crew, and I was like, did you miss the season horny thought? That doesn't feel regular.
So people who only listen to the Putt Crew don't know that, like, on the Pit Crew, we are a lot more, we're still crazy, but we're a lot more censored. And so each season, we each get one horny thought, but it's censored. So we're the only ones who actually know what was said. We get to say something like totally unhinged and horny, but we're the only ones who ever know what was actually said because it's bleeped in the podcast. And it's very funny. It's a good bit.
I like that bit. Okay, so Shane didn't look like he'd been expecting that because he opened his mouth and closed it a few times before he finally nodded and said, "All right, thank you." And Hayden turned to Ilya. "If Shane loves you or whatever, then I guess you can't be such a bad guy. There are good things about me, I think."
Hayden asks how the hell they plan to keep this a secret, and Shane says, he like puffs up his chest and says, "Let me tell you about the Irina Foundation."
Yeah, Hayden, great question. How do they plan on keeping this a secret?
Okay.
I know, I'm
to
kidding.
be fair,
I'm kidding.
they get caught macking on each other
No, I know.
way before. That one's just a chirp. That's not actually rooted in.
I don't even know if I could count on one hand how many times they get caught by someone.
Ryan Price is like, "Not again." Hayden and Jackie leave 2 hours later, and Ilya puts his hand on Shane's back. And Shane is like, "Huh," and he storms off into the kitchen.
I love how Ilya's like, "Oh, he's mad. I'm going to follow him into the
Oh.
kitchen." And Shane is angrily loading the dishwasher. So I'm
No,
like,
it's giving dad. That is giving dad in... And maybe it's just that's giving man. Like, is this a thing that men do, I guess? But I was like, I could just see my father angrily loading the dishwasher, angrily doing the chores, and being like, "I'm so pissed off right now, but I got shit to do. God."
Funnily enough, time to mention this. We're recording this on Father's Day.
We are, yes.
Oh my God, I was at the liquor store yesterday buying
Shout
a
out to my
bottle of
dad.
champagne for my mom because it was her birthday yesterday. And I bought, and the guy was like, oh, you're not getting orange juice or cranberry juice or something? And I was like, well, this is my mom's favorite champagne and it's her birthday. So if she wants me to go get something, I will go get something to put in it. And he said, well, now you got mom's birthday down. All you got to do is Father's Day. And I put up 2 rock-on hands, and I went, I don't have one. And then I walked out of the store.
Good.
I love making people uncomfortable.
I've been very contained today. I've not made a single dead dad joke yet.
Do it.
I can't think of one off the top of my head. No.
Also, Shane, in his anger dishes, he shoves the bottom rack of the dishwasher so hard that it, like, hits the back of the machine. And I'm like, wow, this is impressive because my dishwasher, the bottom rack derails if you, like, look at it wrong. So this would be a disaster.
I love Camille's no, he's a millionaire, Mallory.
I literally just put, he's a millionaire, Mallory.
I love when I say some dumbass thing and then Camille full names me and I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am.
You got in trouble. Ooh.
No, actually, that's only, there are multiple times in these notes that I have put, he's a millionaire, Mallory.
And so Ilya asks if Shane is mad at him and Shane says, yes, no, I don't know. I hate this.
And he's staring out the window and he goes, the window?
So then Ilya gets nervous that Shane means that he hates them, but Shane says he hates having to hide and only getting
because
stolen
Shane
moments.
gestures between the two of them. And Ilya's
Yeah.
like, you hate us? Oh, that makes me nauseous.
But it's been so many years and he's tired. And I'm like, this is not a spoiler because Robert's going to open the book in a couple days and find this out, but like, the long game is 2 years after this, and, like, they're still not out. It's July of 2020 and the start of the long game, and, like, they're still not out. Like, he's got a lot more to go.
Okay, chapter 1 from the long game just says July. So thanks for spoiling to me that it takes place in 2020. Wow, rude.
So Shane looks more miserable than angry, and Ilya prefers angry. And my thought was like, well, of course he prefers angry, because angry can be sexy, and miserable is not sexy at
He
all.
loves when Shane is angry.
Yeah. But, like, not even in, like, a goofy way. He's just like, ooh, angry? I can make that sexy. I can get us out of this. I can make it sexy. But when Shane is miserable, he's like, fuck, what do I do? So Ilya wants to hold him, but he's worried that Shane will stomp off again if he tries. And Shane says it's not fair that Hayden and Jackie get to exist and be together. And he's like, I watched them make out on a dance floor the first night that they met. And Ilya goes, pervert.
Which is very much me and Mac. If Mac is like venting about something that's emotionally bothering him, I will point something out like that and I'll be like pervert and he'll be like, dude, fuck you.
Literally, there are certain things that, like, so every time I say butt-like, I hear my mom in my head going, did you just say butt-like? Like, hyphenated
butt-like.
butt-like.
Why are we liking butts?
No,
We are
butt-like,
liking
like
butts.
adjacent to
No,
a butt,
and-
butt-like.
This is so real to me, and I think this is very real to the queer experience because it's like, why do straight people get to just have a relationship and it's not something political? It's not like forcing an agenda or whatever other argument that like homophobes say. It's like they're just allowed to go and make out in a club and not care who's looking. Whereas like if Shane and Ilya do that, like everyone's going to have something to say. It's going to be this huge, massive thing. They're going to be making a statement. And it's like, no, they're just in love.
And Shane is like, shut up, right? And he says, I saw them. I wasn't watching. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. But then he's like, they could just make out in front of God and everybody at that club without worrying about who was looking. And Ilya says, or their weird friend watching them. Incredible. I laughed out loud while I was reading this part of the book because, like
Like,
I
Ilya.
laughed quietly when I was reading this part of the book.
Okay,
it's
Robert.
just, well, I'm on Zoloft, and so I don't keep my emotions tangled up inside of me. I actually express my joy when I feel it.
Okay.
Boom! Coughing baby, hydrogen bomb. So I also really enjoyed this because, like, again, this is Shane. This is someone that he can tease. He's allowed to tease him like this. he doesn't have that relationship with Hayden. He hasn't earned the ability to tease Hayden like that. Right. It's like when you first meet someone, you can't be like, okay, bitch, and like have them understand that you're joking. That's a line you can't cross yet. You don't know that person.
Shane also wonders what it would be like to be able to just date someone and then be engaged a few months later without anyone being baffled or horrified that they're together. And Ilya said that's probably what it would have been like with Rose Landry. And Shane grows and is like, that's 2 years ago. Let it go.
Let it go.
And Ilya's like, no, I will not be letting it go because I love to tease him about Rose Landry. And since then, Rose has become one of Shane's closest friends and is actually one of the few people who know about Shane and Ilya. So Ilya likes Rose a lot, actually. Love that he admits he likes her.
Yeah, I want to know how they met. I want to know how Shane told her. That's a bonus story that I need.
Absolutely.
Yes, and because I think the list at this point is Shane's parents, Rose, and the Pikes that know about them. Mm-hmm. And telling Hayden is very recent as of now. So, like, when did Rose get brought into the mix?
Mm-hmm. And so Shane is saying that he wanted to feel normal tonight. And Ilya hopes that Shane doesn't want a normal relationship because it's not something that he can give Shane. And this is where I had to look up the lyrics to a song because it hit me like a Mack truck. I know some people don't like Taylor Swift, so they're not going to go listen to the song. So I'm going to read some of the lyrics. Bear with me because so many of these lyrics fit. This is a song called Peace by Taylor Swift. And so some of the lyrics are, our coming of age has come and gone. Suddenly the summer, it's clear. I never had the courage of my convictions as long as danger is near. And it's just around the corner, darling, because it lives in me. No, I could never give you peace. But I'm a fire and I'll keep your brittle heart warm if your Cascade ocean wave blues come. All these people think love's for show, but I would die for you in secret. The devil's in the details, but you've got a friend in me. Would it be enough if I could never give you peace? Your integrity makes me seem small. You paint dreamscapes on the wall. I talk shit with my friends. It's like I'm wasting your honor. And you know that I'd swing with you for the fences, sit with you in the trenches, give you my wild, give you a child, give you the silence that only comes when two people understand each other, family that I chose now that I see your brother as my brother. Is it enough? But there's robbers to the east, clowns to the west. I'd give you my sunshine, give you my best, but the rain is always gonna come if you're standing with me.
Man, that's so them.
Damn, that's crazy.
Tell me again how Taylor Swift is not a great lyricist, bitch.
Yeah, like, can I be enough if a normal relationship is not what I can give you?
Because if you're with me, it's always the rain is always going to come. And I just loved the bit about, like, obviously you would have to change, like, now that I see your brother as my brother, it would be like mother or father or something like that. Family that I chose, is it enough? Give you my wild, give you a child. Again, it's like, you know that I'd swing with you for the fences, sit with you in the trenches. That is such a good song. I listened to it like 4 times while I was writing these notes.
That's a great song. Honestly, Folklore, incredible stuff.
I'm an Evermore girly. Cowboy Like Me is my shit. But yeah, no, it's some of her best songwriting. It's incredible. So Shane goes on to say, it isn't fair. That's all. Hayden criticizes the hell out of you and my relationship with you as if it's all some ridiculous joke. And you don't do anything to help. I mean, I want people to understand why I love you, but you're so fucking terrible at showing them. Fair.
And Ilya asks if Shane wants him to be different, and Shane says he wants him to not be a dick all the time. And I'm like, you don't want that. You want him to not be a dick sometimes.
You kind of want him to be a dick to you because that turns you on, but you would like him to not be a dick to the people who you love so they can love him too.
Can I say that I think there's a difference between being an asshole and being a dick? Being an asshole is what he likes from Ilya. Being a dick is not. Being a dick is like actual derogatory, like, you're such a dick. And being an asshole is like, asshole. That's a term of endearment for Shane. Asshole. Being a dick is not. That's different. You know?
You know?
You look like you don't agree. I want to know why.
I just think both words are like, if I call someone an asshole or I call someone a dick, like, I'm just meaning that you suck both ways.
Hey, yo.
But I do think for Shane, asshole is a term of endearment. And then also I wanted to make some kind of a joke that's like, oh, but when it's Ilya's dick, he sure likes that. No. But
yeah.
Couldn't make that really work.
But also, like, Shane knows Ilya's secret. He knows that Ilya is mushy inside. And Ilya doesn't want Shane to tell people that, but Shane needs people to know that the way that Ilya needs people to know that Shane loves him. But Ilya doesn't make his case very well. And we're just going in circles. We have to learn how to be better partners. Like that is, and again, that's the struggle of the long game is like, we are not being good partners. We have to be better partners. We've got to figure out how to actually be in a relationship now that that's what's happening here.
And again, a lot of these things at the end here, post what was covered in the show, start to show the cracks in their relationship that we're going to be dealing with in the next book. And I think this is why, you know, we didn't get that last chapter, we didn't get the epilogue, we didn't get My Dinner with Hayden adapted as part of the show, because this makes it feel like an incomplete story, because you see just how much work we still have left to do.
Mm-hmm.
Ilya says, do you know what I was thinking all night when I was being a dick? I was thinking about how much I loved this. Being at home with you, even having friends over, being a couple. And Shane says he loved it too and wishes they had more of it. Ilya says maybe he doesn't think it's unfair because he feels lucky because this is more than he's ever had. Love, family, all that stuff.
I'm going to cry right now.
In Unrivaled, I need so many Sen's family barbecues at Boots.
Yes.
I need Shane finally saying yes.
Yes. Because we know that Ilya doesn't go to them because he's always going to see Shane.
And then there's the moment where he tries to invite Shane to go to it. And Shane's like, I can't do that. And then Ilya's like, of course, it was ridiculous of me to ask. And that hurts. So Shane makes his scrunched confusion face, which is one of Ilya's top 3 favorite Shane faces. And then his face de-scrunches. It's literally de-scrunches is in the book.
Yeah, de-scrunches. And Shane thunks his forehead against Ilya's chest and asks why he's like this, which is giving Heartstopper to me, because they say that all the time. Why are we like this?
Why are we like this? It's Heartstopper in this day and age. It's almost over. That movie comes out in like a few months, I think.
I know, the movie comes out soon. It comes out next month, July. It comes out this month when this episode comes out. It will be like so soon when this episode comes out.
If you love
crazy.
Heartstopper, you should listen to our friend Ashley's podcast, Why Are We Like This podcast. Ashley is wonderful.
Yeah.
Why are we like this?
Yeah. So Shane asks, why are we like this? Shane asks why Ilya's like this. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know which gay boys I'm talking about. And he's like, can't you let me be annoyed with you? Do you have to ruin it by saying romantic shit like that? And Ilya says he thought it was more pathetic, but Shane says he loves him.
And I'm like, Ilya, that's kind of the point. Like, romance is rooted in, is patheticism a word? Like, being pathetic. That's what romanticism is rooted in, is the pathetic way you feel without that person.
It's romantic to need someone, to want someone so bad that
and to say that. Ilya kissed the top of his head. It never got old hearing Shane say that. Nothing had grown stale between them, even though it had been over a year since they'd firds. What?
Since they firds?
Even though it had been over a year since they had first said those life-changing words to each other. Maybe it was because their time together was always short and precious. Maybe one day, when they were old and retired and making dinner together for the millionth time, Ilya's blood wouldn't heat at the sound of Shane's voice. That day was not today, though. It's never gonna happen.
Bricked up. He is bricked up all the time.
Hey, that heated blood's got to go through something.
Oh my god. Your heated blood is gonna, because I'm gonna.
Your heated blood is gonna be out of your body.
And certified hair puller Ilya grabs Shane by the hair and pulls his head back a little bit. And Shane says, "Don't you have something to say to me?" And instead of saying, "I love you," Ilya kisses him. And it starts slow and careful because he knows, he kisses him slowly and carefully, which again, we know from the last chapters of this book is that, like, that's the way he's always wanted to kiss Shane. Mm-hmm. But he knows that Shane is not going to put up with that for very long. So after a couple of minutes, Shane's like, "Oh, fuck this."
Yeah, and Shane's in charge now. And says, "This is the man that Ilya loved, right here. Sexy and challenging and unabashedly on fire for Ilya. Without even looking at what might be in the way, Ilya hoisted Shane up and sat him on the counter. Something clattered into the sink and something else fell to the floor, but neither man reacted. They kept kissing and yanking each other's shirts out of their pants. Shane shoved Ilya's shirt up, bunching it under his armpits, then slid his palms over Ilya's chest, over the grizzly bear tattoo that covered most of Ilya's left pec. Ilya could admit to himself now that the tattoo was a bit much, but he'd been 18 when he'd gotten it, and it gave Shane something to tease him about, so he couldn't hate it.
I need to know how fucking big this bear tattoo is. Like,
it covers
genuinely.
His pec. It covers his pec.
How big, like that okay, that's a huge fucking tattoo. For your first and only tattoo. It's only tattoo, right?
Yeah, my dude, Well,
First and only
first and
tattoo
only for
currently.
first and only for now. So
Yeah.
my brother, his first tattoo,
Mm-hmm.
my little brother, he was like, "Oh, you want to see? I got a tattoo." And I was like, "The fuck?" And he dropped trow, and he's got this massive dragon tattoo on his thigh. And I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?
That's cringe.
You're my baby brother." Like, what? To go back to the book, I love that what Ilya loves about the tattoo, if anything, now, because he's like, "Oh, it's pretty fucking ridiculous," is that he loves that Shane can tease him about it. He's like, "Shane teases me about it, so it's okay. I like it. I love that." He's like, "He can't stop talking about me." And so Shane almost falls off the counter because Ilya takes a step back and Shane tries to chase him for another kiss and he almost falls off the counter. So Ilya grabs him by the butt, spins him around, pins him to the wall.
And I've put a meme here, and it's that meme of Pam from The Office holding up a cardboard sign that just says "hot." Yeah. Pinning to the wall, hot.
Listen, so Mal and I, by the time everyone hears this, we will have already done it, but we are going to force my little brother's girlfriend to watch Heated Rivalry. We're going to sit down and binge the whole thing. And I was talking to Max and I was like, "I actually think that you would really like Heated Rivalry." And he was like, "Yeah, but I've heard that there are some pretty long sex scenes." And I was like, "Mal is a lesbian. You'll be in good company. You'll be okay. Like, you'll be fine." So Shane says, "Bedroom, I need you in me." And Ilya loves that Shane asks for what he wants. I shivered when I read that. Not even gonna lie. And Ilya says, "I can fuck you here." And he calls him Moi Vozlablinye, which means my beloved. But he says that it means my filthy or my horny animal. That's not what it means. It means my beloved. They're rushing up the stairs and they get halfway up, like to the landing. And Ilya grabs Shane and he pins him to the wall. And I love the wording of this. He says, "Whatever happens, And then he gets frustrated because he can't find the English words that he needs. But he goes on to say that he would tell the whole world right now if Shane wanted that. And Shane says that he's scared. He just wants to be with Ilya. He wants to not have to deal with everything that they would have to deal with. And he's also worried that no one would sign them or that Ilya would get deported. And Ilya's like, "I'll fake my own death. We can move to a cabin in the mountains. It's fine." And then it says, Shane shook his head. "I'm being serious. I am serious. If we hide forever or tell the world right now, I'm with you. I will quit hockey or fight to stay, whatever you want." And I think this is so sweet, but I also think that Ilya sacrifices too much of himself. And I think that part of that is rooted in because Ilya does not think he's enough. So he's like, "I can sacrifice all of myself because I'm not good enough, so it doesn't matter."
Well, yeah, because he's very much like, I can't believe that Shane
Hollander loves me.
I can't, like, he does a whole lot of the, like, he makes me feel like I'm something that can be loved. And so, like, of course, I'll do anything for him because, like, no one has ever made me feel this way because Ilya has never had someone love him unconditionally.
I mean, the condition should be that you stop being an asshole to my friend. I'm joking, but...
Yeah. Now, Rachel Reed makes it so much worse because Shane says, "It shouldn't be only my decision." And Ilya sighs and he says, "I mean, I am yours, yes? To protect that, I will do anything." And Shane's eyes go gooey and he says, "You're mine, yes."
Ugh, just...
I'm killing
Ilya,
myself.
stand up for yourself.
No.
Jar. Anyway,
No jar if you fake it and then you go live in a cabin in the mountains.
no, I
Yes,
sang that I was
yeah.
going to kill myself.
No, I know.
So they go to the bedroom and they kiss for a while. And then Ilya's like, "Get them clothes off, boy." I love that Mal forgot that there was a sex scene in this story. Do you think it would be a true Rollinov story if there was no sex?
No, and I'm like, why would Rachel write and post a short story if there wasn't going to be smut in there? Like, that's, I'm Boo Boo the Fool, but I was like...
Sex in my Heated Rivalry short story? Unprecedented.
Crazy. No, because to me, I was just like, my dinner with Hayden, we're having dinner. And then now we're having a different kind of dinner.
Yeah, we had dinner, now we're having dessert.
So...
We're having sausage for dessert, baby.
One of the most romantic shit I've ever read. Here it is. He carefully removed each item of clothing, covering the newly exposed skin with soft kisses and gentle bites while Shane shivered. In the morning, Ilya would be gone, and they wouldn't see each other again for weeks. But he would make damn sure Shane wouldn't doubt Ilya's devotion while they were apart. He would spend the rest of this night worshipping him. Ilya could sleep on the fucking plane.
Yeah, that's romantic as fuck.
What a good husband. Is
And
he a
they're
good
not being
partner?
husbands
No,
yet.
but he's a good lover. He's a good hubby.
Listen. The point of the long game is that we have to learn how to be better partners. And we're seeing a lot of the ways that they need to be better partners to each other.
Ilya says yours as he's kissing Shane's tummy and thinking about how hot he is, and Shane whispers yours back, which is A, something Mac and I will be yours, we love each other, whatever, but also B, I'm like, fuck, that's cringe and gay and incredible. I love it.
My hot take is that I actually don't think that Shane and Ilya were ready to get married when they got married. I actually don't think that it was the correct time for them to get married. Okay. Romantically, sure, but there was so much that they needed to work through before they got married that they did not.
We can talk more about that hot take, because I am not opposed. So, we have another online versus book difference here. So, online, we get a much longer bit here. And so it's Ilya nodded slowly and trailed his fingers to the button on Shane's pants. He flicked it open, then followed the zipper's descent with kisses down to the base of Shane's cock. Ilya slid his pants... I know, every time I say it, Camille's gonna laugh. Ilya slid his pants down to the floor, then tapped Shane's ankle so he would step out of them.
I love that.
Book, we know what we're doing. We have a little
communication, body language communication, the tapping of his ankle. I love that.
But in the book, we just get Ilya nodded slowly, then slid Shane's pants down to the floor. That's it. That's all.
Boo, editor. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you've made it shorter. And then he's got his mouth on Shane's cock and balls through his boxers. And I said, ew! Because, I don't like cock, and I don't like balls. So it's just like a lot of...
What are you, a lesbian?
Homophobic, actually.
I just like the words. Give me the words.
You know why it makes me uncomfortable is because I feel the opposite way about it, and that's why I get uncomfortable about it. That's why I don't want to say it, is because I feel the opposite.
Too good.
Why did you squirm in your chair when you said that? What am I sitting on in your idea? Jesus Christ. So
I don't know.
I read this and I cackled out loud because I was like, Mal had to take these notes. Ilya was still in charge. Ilya would convince Shane with his body that everything would be all right. They were good. They would always be good.
Hey, buddy. I hate to tell you this.
Hey, buddy. Hey, how y'all doing? Oh.
And then, in a move specifically designed to torture me, Ilya starts talking about how much he loves Shane's balls.
I had tears in my eyes when I got to this point because I was like, I know Mal hated this. He loved Shane's balls. They were naturally smooth and perfectly shaped. He loved the feel of them in his mouth, the weight of them. Heavy was Shane's need for release.
I have to go.
Why are their balls heavy? Why can't they be, light?
Imagine if you blew on them and they floated.
What the fuck?
Like a balloon.
Like little clouds.
Also, Ilya tells him to get on the bed and take his fucking socks off because this is gay and we're not pretending that it's not anymore. Yeah, because in the show, if it's not gay if you keep your socks on. No, this is gay, so take your fucking socks off so that I can like your balls some more.
Hollander, what do you mean having sex with socks on makes it not gay?
Hollander, I want to see your toes. I want to count the piggies that went to the market.
No. There were lots of reasons why it would be messed up if the world could see them right now. But if the world could see them right now, they'd have to get it, right? They'd have to see that what he and Shane had together was real and good and unstoppable. He knew it would be a shock to the hockey world when they finally held their planned press conference. They would only be announcing that they had started a charity together and that they were friends, but even those basic facts were going to blow some minds. He could kiss Shane at that press conference, just pull him in and kiss him in front of the cameras and reporters, then it would be done. He just wants to be seen.
This is part of my argument for semi-exhibitionist Shane Hollander. This is part of the logic that goes into that. This is why I think Shane has a bit of an exhibitionist kink.
Just
it's because he wants to be seen.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And then Ilya starts, giggling and twirling his hair.
Kickling?
And kickling his feet. She's like, Ilya Rozanov and his boyfriend Shane Hollander. Ilya liked the sound of that. The idea of hockey commentators saying those words. Ilya Rozanov and his husband, Shane Hollander. Ooh, better. Hollander passes the puck to his sexy husband, Ilya Rozanov. Okay, maybe Ilya had gone a little heavy on the wine himself tonight. He just wants to be married to Shane and on the same team.
When he allows himself to have these thoughts, he's so goddamn cute.
I need this to get adapted, and then I want to keep track of how much wine everyone's drinking.
I love the idea that we're like, oh, Ilya is so cute. Meanwhile, Ilya's straight up like, oh, like...
No!
Oh yeah, Ilya's slobbing on that knob while he's thinking about being married to Shane.
He's like, God, the hockey announcers talking about how hot and sexy me and my husband are playing hockey together.
That's his foreplay. That's how he's getting off.
Ilya was always overwhelmed by how easily Shane gave himself to him, how much he trusted Ilya to give him exactly what he needed. Even when they had ostensibly been enemies, Shane had trusted Ilya not to hurt him. Okay.
Ugh.
So, like, the way that this is written gives us a glimpse into Ilya's psyche, because, like, Shane's moans are described as being given, which means that Ilya finds them as being a gift. Like, to Ilya, these are gifts. Like, he's talking about worshiping Shane, and then he basically, like, low-key is describing Shane and his abs in the light and the shadow of the lamp. Like, he's describing Shane like a deity. The way that he talks about Shane's body, the way that he talks about worshiping him, and all these things he loves about him. This is like, and he talks about being devoted to Shane. And I'm like, he is so obsessed with Shane that Shane is like a deity to him. And I'm obsessed with it.
God.
So much.
God. Romance.
But then you found another difference.
Yes. So this is actually what Allison pointed out. Shout out again to Allison from Patreon. Allison was saying that there's a whole paragraph that's not in the book. And I was like, I have to find that paragraph. So here's that paragraph. Ilya had never been brave enough to give himself to someone in this way. Maybe that wasn't the right way of thinking about it, but when Ilya watched Shane take his fingers or his cock, he couldn't help but marvel at his courage. As much as he'd heard the endless locker room insults about taking it in the ass, Ilya knew there was nothing weak about what Shane was doing right now. And I'm a little bit like, yeah, I don't really know if we needed Ilya's take on like why Shane is so brave for bottoming, because it feels a little, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it feels a little patronizing. Like, I don't know.
I liked it. I honestly think that I liked it because it kind of like pushes back at the stereotype about bottoming as being like weak or submissive, when we all know that like Shane is very much in control of everything they do. Even when they're like, Ilya's in control, it's actually Shane, which is part of that whole Dom sub dynamic, is that the sub is actually the one who's in control.
Like I said previously on this podcast, if you are a Dom and you're not afraid of your sub, you're doing it wrong.
You're dominant wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's enough of that that's just like in their every interaction that like, I don't know that we needed this whole like,
I disagree.
Wow, he's so brave. Okay.
I disagree because of the way people feminize Shane online as a character. I think that's proof that something like this is kind of needed.
Well,
in the way that people are like,
is dead, so.
Oh, like Shane's the one that takes care of the kids when they have kids, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, but also like Shane's the one who, like when they're sitting at the dinner table and their first child goes, fuck. And everyone goes, oh my God. And Shane's like, it wasn't me. Everyone's like, yes, it was. Like, come on.
Shane favorite word,
they
fuck
swear
Hollander.
because they heard Shane swear. Like, Ilya is, yeah. So I think the fandom online
Shane is the butcher
feminizes
of the
him
two
in
of
a
them,
way.
I think.
The butcher? Oh,
like he's butcher.
Like a butcher? Like, I was thinking
No.
like meat.
I saw
Butch
Ilya's going
-ER.
out top. Are you kidding me?
No, I thought you meant like meat, like butcher.
Oh,
Like
no.
a butcher.
I'm just saying, like if one of them is going to experiment and become more like visibly queer, it would be Ilya.
Yes, correct. Also, Ilya is the one that wears skin tight shirts. Shane is
Yes.
like, what do I wear? All I wear is workout clothes. I need a stylist.
But I mean, like at the end of the day, they're both very masculine and they are athletes. And
Yes.
yeah,
But one of them is European and the other one is not.
right.
So,
Is he gay or European? It's hard to guarantee. Is he gay or European? Well, hey, don't look at me. You see, they bring their boys up different in those charming foreign parts. They play peculiar sports
You
in
said
tiny
foreign
shirts
parts.
in shiny shirts and tiny shorts.
So Shane stops Ilya from getting a condom. Robert, How you feeling?
About condomless sex? Why are you asking me, Camille, huh? Say with
You're
your
the
words.
one engaging in gay sex.
Yeah. Listen, I forgot what I said last episode, but what I will say is that fantastic. They have made it to the point where they can start doing it raw, or they've been doing it for every now and then. And Shane rightfully is like, I don't like the mess. It is messy. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Mal was like, I don't really think that it's about the mess. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's a mess.
No, it's about the mess. it's about the mess.
There's a mess. Something's coming out.
If you do it right. So it's not the first time, but Ilya's like kickling his feet about it because he's like, oh my God, hitting it raw.
Hitting it raw.
He is a man. He is a man. Okay.
He's like, at one point, he's like pushing like Shane's legs back astonishingly far. And Ilya's like, I need to get a gift for his yoga instructor.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
That's incredible.
I also love that we still have consent checks. We still have those little moments of consent checks where Ilya asks if it's okay. And Shane's like, yes, it's good. I love it. Like there's something so, and I hesitate to even say there's something sexy about that because to me, it's romantic. I think
Consent
that's
is
romantic.
sexy.
Yeah. So he still fondly remembered the first time Shane had sucked anyone, back when they'd been 19 and Shane had been terrified of his own desires. He'd been so unsure of what to do, but so determined to do it well. The truth was that Ilya had probably been as terrified as Shane back then. He'd just been better at hiding it.
And he had slightly more experience.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. But also, I don't think he ever really liked
just
Sasha.
Sasha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't think he ever even really liked Sasha.
No, I don't think so either. I think it was just a convenient
Experiment.
partner.
Curious.
Yeah.
And you make me curious.
You make me curious.
Do I make you curious? So the first time Ilya had fucked Shane had been a few months after that, and Ilya had been overly concerned with making it seem like it hadn't been a big deal. Like being inside Shane hadn't been a revelation. He'd left the hotel room as soon as possible after, afraid of what he may have said or done if he'd stayed even a minute longer. He could say or do whatever he wanted now. There was no need to hide his heart now.
So actually, it was never situationship behavior, it seems.
And then he kisses Shane's ankle, and that took me out. And then they talk about how they're going to see each other again, when they're going to see each other again. Online says 3 weeks. The book says 2 weeks.
What is the
Whatever.
truth?
It's fine.
What
Who
is the
cares?
timeline? Yeah, who actually cares? They're going to announce their charity the morning after a Saturday night game. And it says, how much would that change for them? How much harder would it be to keep their true relationship a secret? Would it be easier to hide in plain sight as friends who spent their summers together, who visited each other during the season even, who started a charity together? Ilya supposed it didn't matter. They were doing it, and they would deal with the consequences when they happened. I'm ready, Shane said. His voice was clear and steady. Yes, Ilya said softly. Me too.
From the little I know and can gather about future books, gang, I don't think they're ready.
I think they're ready. I just think that
I think they're ready. I think they just... It's never as easy as you want it to be. Now we've got the epilogue. This is 16 months after the cottage. We're in Montreal. It is November of 2018. It is either 2 or 3 weeks after our disastrous dinner party with Hayden and Jackie. We open on Shane yelling at the ref that Ilya tripped him, and Ilya's insisting that he fell.
I like the line, it was tripping. Yes. Was you tripping over your own skates?
And Shane tells him to get fucked. Ilya says he was planning on it.
And then Shane's like, I'm gonna fucking giggle.
Biting back a grin, gets in his face, tells him to stop being an asshole, and that Ilya can't beat him without cheating.
I love that the crowd is like booing the ref for missing this call, and then they're cheering when Shane jabs Ilya. But it also makes me sad because like this crowd is like, they're like gladiators. Yeah. They're like, fight, fight, fight. And I'm like, but they're in love.
The chair! Give him the chair!
So Hayden comes up and he grabs Shane's arm and he's like, okay, keep it in your pants. Which is great.
Hi, Hayden, Ilya said,
Hi,
grinning.
Hayden.
I still don't like you, Rozanov, Hayden said. Oh no, Ilya mocked him. How can I impress Montreal's 15th best player? Shane, I'm gonna punch him. Don't.
I'm gonna punch him.
This is incredible writing.
This is fucking fantastic.
Shane, I'm gonna punch him. Don't. I'm gonna punch him. See, I want you to pay attention to the difference between Hayden here and Hayden in the dinner chapter. Like, he does come a long way. He works on it. He understands that he's made a mistake, and he really works at it.
But he also does punch Ilya in the face, I think. That's...
So the ref tells them to go to their benches. He says it's a commercial break, go cool off. So I wanted to explain for people who've never been to like an in-person hockey game. During commercial breaks on TV, the game is stopped and a team like comes out and they like have shovels and buckets and they like scrape the ice shavings off the ice and dump it into buckets.
But when did they scrape off the milk?
Yeah, that's actually the shaved ice that they sell.
Yeah, it's
Fun fact. Raspberry? It's blood.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ilya winks, skates off to his bench. Hayden says he can't believe he's Shane's ... you know. And he says, it fucks me up thinking about it. Shane says, then don't. And Hayden says, I mean, I could have found you a nice dude if you had just shut it. I hate everyone's reaction being, there were no nice men in Montreal. I could find you a nicer dude. Like, guys, come on. Ilya is a nice dude. Ilya rocks.
I just think that the only person who actually means it is Hayden.
Yeah.
Yeah. We find out that Shane came out to his team at the start of this season. Hayden then added 2 and 2 and did in fact arrive at 4 somehow.
Okay.
And I know. Here's our
He's
bit.
been helping his kids with their homework.
He can add.
It's fresh on the brain.
Hey, can I ask you something? He had said as they'd walked to their cars after arriving home from a road trip. You know how you used to go meet up with your mystery man every time we played in Boston, but now you don't? We broke up, Shane had said quickly but unconvincingly. Uh-huh. But you've been driving to Ottawa a lot this season? Yeah, my parents live there. I've been, visiting. Your parents have always lived there, and they drive to Montreal even more than you drive to Ottawa. So I have another theory. I think your mystery man is Ilya Rozanov.
If I were Shane, I would have hit the fucking concrete. I'd have been like, ooh.
And Shane had been flooded with a mixture of fear and shame, but also relief. He didn't say anything until they'd reached Hayden's car, and then he'd blown out a breath and nodded. Hayden had blanched. Holy fuck, I was sort of joking. Are you for real doing stuff with Rozanov? Yes. Wait, seriously? Did he sign with Ottawa to be closer to you? What the fuck is happening? It's one reason, yes. Hayden had turned and placed both hands on the roof of his car, leaning forward like he was trying to breathe through a cramp. Shane, this is not good, buddy. It's not ideal, no, but I love him. Hayden had looked at him after he'd said that like Shane had sprouted wings and a tail, and Shane had been sure that he'd just lost his best friend. But instead of yelling at him or getting in his car and speeding away, Hayden had just nodded and said, I think I need to meet him properly then. They had met properly a couple of times since then, but neither time had gone particularly well. Hayden couldn't think of Ilya as anything but the enemy, and Ilya had responded with relentless snark, so they weren't exactly friends. I just have to say the fact that the dinner was essentially Hayden's idea and he still came in with a bad attitude, acting like an asshole. Dude, if you weren't ready to actually meet him, like, you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I think that it was easier for him to be like, I should meet him because he wasn't right there. He'd have been like, no.
Yeah.
Maybe
if he was in his face, he would have been like,
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. He was like, maybe he's not so bad. Oh, fuck.
Not terrible. Oh, no,
Fuck.
he is.
Yeah. Hayden is asking if he's sure they want to do the press conference tomorrow, and Shane is sure because they've been planning this for a year. And we get confirmation solidly. Shane sold a sex condo. Ilya sold most of his cars. That's less important or whatever, but like, R.I.P. sex condo. You filled your purpose, my
R.I.P.
guy.
sex condo.
R.I.P. the fellatio flat.
R.I.P. sex condo. You filled your purpose as Ilya filled Shane.
And so in the show, we're not going to get that beautiful moment in which we sell the fuck flat because Shane doesn't have the fuck flat.
I like that Mal's next note was, how will they fund it in the show when they have neither of these things? These things being the car collection and the fuck, or the
and
fellatio.
once again, we get they're millionaires, Mallory. Okay, I get it.
They make many monies by hitting puck with stick.
Money can be exchanged for mini foundations. Explain how.
So Hayden says he apologizes in advance if Ilya has a black eye for the press conference. And Shane says, please don't punch him.
I'm gonna punch him.
And Hayden says, I won't punch him if he stops being a fucking dick. And Shane's like, he's gonna have a black eye tomorrow.
I love how instead of
So
trying to keep
funny.
reasoning with Hayden, he's like, like that's logical.
Like,
I can't stop him. Like, Ilya's gonna have a black eye tomorrow. Fuck.
Yeah.
fun control your emotions challenge because, like, you don't have to punch him. You don't.
Yeah.
I think he has to punch him.
So the next day, Ilya finds Shane in the bathroom freaking out before this press conference.
Shane says everything has been going too perfectly and he's waiting for something to go wrong. It had seemed easy so far. When Ilya's contract had ended with Boston, Ottawa had been all too happy to sign him. Ilya had bought a large private house on the edge of the Ottawa River with a 4-car garage. The garage currently held 2 sports cars and a very sensible Mercedes SUV. Is good in snow, Ilya had explained sheepishly when he'd first shown it to Shane, for driving between Ottawa and Montreal. I'm like, and that's 3 cars in a 4-car garage. You know what that last spot is for? Shane's fuck-ass Jeep! Woohoo!
I love that he chose a car that would be good for driving to see Shane. He was like, I do need a sensible car because I need to make road trips, and I'm obsessed with him. Okay, so here's where this is why my notes took so long. I went a little off the rails. I could not find a single house on Zillow that I liked for Ilya. Listeners, please do some digging. Okay, so listeners, here's where you come in. I put the parameters of 4+ cars, must have a garage, a price minimum of $1 million, riverfront property. And I tried to look for like private cul-de-sac and or a little bit of land, but we do know that Ilya has neighbors.
Yeah.
But I would also like to consider that Ilya wants to go outside and be able to like grill with Shane without being noticed. So,
Right.
there are your parameters. See if you can find anything that you think Ilya would like or that screams Ilya to you, because I could not find anything that I thought was, but maybe, who knows, maybe I don't like the Ottawa River. None of it seemed very pretty to me.
Hey, Camille, are you aware that this is a work of fiction? Just wondering.
Are you telling me that you don't think Rachel Reed has gone looking at Zillow to find the right houses for them?
I don't know.
When I write characters, I know where they live. So,
Okay, great.
Shane, because they were like, it would be easier to keep the secret if we're not living in apartments, also bought a house. So he's bought a house that is close to the team's practice facility, and I have found a house for Shane. So both of you, I would like you to open this link and look at the house
I'm
that I
looking
found
at
for
your
Shane.
house for Shane.
Okay, cool.
This is a cute house.
That's a cute house. $1,400,000.
That's in US dollars. Canada dollars?
Canada dollars.
Canada dollars? It's $1,995,000.
But like, this is the house that I imagine for Shane. I don't want to forget to link this in the show notes so that everyone else can see it.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Right,
it's
okay.
in French. Canadian
Montreal.
French.
Okay.
French.
Yeah.
There's even art of a hockey player by the pool table. There's a pool table. Come on,
Yes,
guys.
there's a pool table. And the felt is very delicate.
I like this house
Yeah.
for Shane.
Where's the kitchen? Where the fuck is the kitchen? I'm scrolling through these photos. Where the fuck? There's the kitchen. Oh, that's a bougie fucking kitchen.
Right?
Where they can cook together. Oh, and there's a pool?
Yeah.
That's ample counter space to fuck on the counter.
Okay.
Oh, they would.
That's a
they
big
would
shower.
die though if they tried to race each other up these open stairs. One
would
of them
die.
would trip and break an ankle.
Yeah.
Guys, there's 2 shower heads.
This is a very nice house.
Yeah, one for each asshole.
Oops. So anyway, that's the house I found for Shane. Do you guys approve of my house for Shane?
Yeah, it's cute.
Where's the master bedroom? That's what I need to. Oh, there's a gym.
I put so much time into finding the right house for him.
Imagine having $1.5
Yeah,
million.
Shane could live here. Guys, do you want to go like 3 ways on this house? Because I kind of like it.
Do you want to have a 3-way in the house?
I do want to have a 3-way in that house.
What's
Thank you.
let's see, 1.4 million. That's 14 million. What's 1.4 million divided by 3? $466,000.
I could do that. Okay, so back to the book. It seems that Ilya does not have a black eye because Hayden actually punched him in the cheek and he has a bruise on his cheek.
Shane says he deserved it for being an asshole to Hayden. Ilya says Hayden was an asshole to me. Shane says, I have terrible taste in men for friends and boyfriends.
And Ilya wraps his arms around Shane, and then Hayden walks in and is like, y'all know that this is a public bathroom, right? Fair. Fair. He was really trying to look out for Ryan Price in advance.
Yeah, he's like, stop making out in public. Other people are going to find you. Poor Ryan. Hayden says that they can start their conference anytime, but gives them 2 minutes alone while he stands outside and tells them not to start anything. And Ilya says he thinks you can't come in 2 minutes.
But no, I'd like to see Hayden is a good friend. He's like, I'll guard the door.
Sure, fine.
Y'all take a minute. And then Ilya grabs Shane's hand and pulls him close and says, I want to tell you before we do this that I am very happy today. My mother would have really liked this, and I think she is with me today and proud. Oh, Oops. Now Shane's eyes were glistening. She has so many reasons to be proud of you, Ilya. Ilya smiled at him. I need to kiss you here or else I will do it out there. Okay. He held Shane's face in his hands and gazed at him for a few seconds before leaning in and kissing the hell out of him. And I like comparing the scene to the Vegas bathroom scene because they are very, very similar and also very, very different.
Yes.
I think this is supposed to be a mirror image
Yeah.
of that scene.
Yeah.
Intentionally. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because, there's no reason that they couldn't have gone to some other sort of room. The reason that it's a bathroom is, it's supposed to remind us of Vegas and, tell us how far they've come. I think absolutely.
Yeah. So they both say I love you, and Ilya tells Shane to remember that when he's being a dick to him out in the press conference, which he doesn't.
Shane is set to do most of the talking because Ilya doesn't wanna, because he doesn't feel great about doing long speeches in English. And Shane also has to say everything in French.
Because Ottawa and Montreal are both Canadian speaking. Or
Canadian speaking.
French.
They're both bilingual. They're both bilingual. They're both
Yes,
English
they
and French.
speak English and Canadian, apparently.
Listen, just because it's July doesn't mean we're not accepting of them.
Speak American.
What's it called? Shane starts off by saying, Ilya and I have been competing against each other for over 8 seasons. A lot has been said and written about our rivalry, about what makes us different as players and as people. But I don't say enough how much I respect Ilya. Not only as one of the best players in the NHL, but as a person. He's a great leader, a fierce competitor, and an amazing goal scorer. But over the years, I've also gotten to know him off the ice, and I consider him a friend.
Oh, he scores all right. The crowd is gooped and gagged already, which is amazing.
Yeah,
Shane's
the
like,
crowd is
wow,
already
he's,
like,
you know what, he's a
friends,
good guy.
friends.
And the crowd's like,
What?
be serious.
When Ilya signed with Ottawa, we began talking about creating a charity together. Today, that dream is a reality. The Arena Foundation will raise money and awareness for organizations that provide support, counseling, and assistance for people who are suffering from depression and other mental illnesses that can lead to suicide. It's a cause that is important to both of us, and I'm very happy and proud to be working with Ilya to create something that can hopefully help a lot of people.
So here's where I'm going to talk about a real person. It's going to be a little sad for a minute.
Okay.
The retired NHL star and 4-time Stanley Cup champion Claude Lemieux lost his battle with depression very recently in May of 2026. He had literally just appeared at a hockey game. His family is donating his brain to the Boston University CTE Center to study the long-term effects of repetitive brain injuries and traumatic brain injuries, and his family described it as, quote, a gift to science and future athletes seeking answers. So I just wanted to say that I personally am praying for peace and healing for his family, and I do hope that he rests peacefully. That's awful. And that was really big news in the hockey world very recently. It's only been a couple weeks since that happened, and it just came as a shock to so many people. He had, like I said, he had literally just appeared at a game, and then he was dead a couple days later. So there's a lot. Recently, there has been a push to replace the words committed suicide with died by suicide lately, rather than, describing someone as being suicidal. You can describe a person as experiencing
Suicidal ideation.
So please be careful about the language that you use. Obviously, I'm not trying to say that saying committed suicide is evil and that you're hurting people, but when you can change that verbiage. When you think of it, you can change that verbiage, and we can kind of start to step toward a better way of speaking about these things. And so, again, I just wanted to say my thoughts and prayers are with Claude's family. I can't imagine the shock of that, and I just know that was really horrible for a lot of people. And I want to point out that is what the Arena Foundation is for. That is what is on Shane and Ilya's hearts and minds when they founded this. Was not only Irina, but also the players that struggle with this. Ryan Price, struggling with his anxiety, and all of these other mental illnesses that people struggle with, and
Duncan
what they struggle
Harvey.
with after repeated head trauma, so.
Yeah, I'm going to spoil some things for Tough Guy later, but I can spoil one now. There is a player who loses his battle with depression, and both Ryan and Ilya attend his funeral. And that's Ilya's cameo in Tough Guy. Also, they watch the press conference, and I'll talk about that in a second.
And so Ilya clears his throat when Shane finishes speaking. And remember, the plan was not for Ilya to speak, really, because Ilya, being that English is not his second language, or is his second language, he doesn't like to get up and speak in front of crowds of people. But he says, I can only say my part in English. This is not in the notes, but I want to say that the Irina Foundation is named for my mother. She battled depression without help for many years. She had no support, no medical treatment. My mother died when I was 12 years old. She lost her battle. This foundation is for her. It is to help people like her so they do not have to fight alone. And Shane is described as not thinking. He reaches out a hand and he places it on Ilya's forearm where it rested on the table. He hadn't expected Ilya to say anything, but looking at Ilya now, Shane knew he needed to say it.
And Shane really wishes he could hold his hand and kiss his hair.
Which you kind of can't do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What if he just leaned over and on the cheek? But Ilya looks down and sniffs. And again, this is something that I can just imagine. I can just see Connor Story doing this. This is a scene we will have to get. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense. And I can just see this. Okay, tell us about Tough Guy.
Okay, the tough guy of it all. So, somewhere, as this is happening, in a Toronto locker room, the Guardians are also watching this. And Ryan Price and Wyatt Hayes are kind of marvel at the fact that nobody knew that Ilya's mom had killed herself except, and those are the words that Wyatt Hayes uses. He's like, whoa, I didn't know that his mom killed herself. But they're like, yeah, but apparently Shane Hollander knew. How long have they been friends? How would they even have had time to hang out off the ice? And Ryan kind of decides that it's none of his business, but Troy Barrett, with his secret boyfriend and his incredible gaydar, goes, they're probably fucking. Which is does it suck that he saw a guy talk about
kettle, bitch?
No, it sucks watching this guy see someone talk about his mom losing her battle with depression and another man comforting him being they gotta be fucking, but because it's true and also because Troy is also gay, it's a little funny. And Dallas Kent specifically says, gross, Rozanov would never do that, but I'll bet Hollander's a fucking homo. And Wyatt Hayes tells him to grow the fuck up, and Ryan Price chooses to tell Dallas that he himself is a fucking homo, and so Dallas should stop saying homophobic shit. And then a month later, Wyatt Hayes is traded to Ottawa, unrelated to anything that happens here, but
she just wanted to celebrate.
I just wanted to celebrate my boy Wyatt Hayes.
Kickle.
Happy Pride Team. Shout out to Ottawa.
The gays. That's what the team's going to be called in the show, the Ottawa gays. The Ottawa homos.
Shane then explains that they'll be hosting hockey camps in Montreal and Ottawa with proceeds going to the foundation, and also Una is going to be treasurer because, no shit.
Una Hollander is a Nepo baby.
I love that they're Dad, you work for the Treasury. We need a treasurer. Mom, you should be our treasurer.
So when the press conference is done, Shane pulls Ilya out of the room and texts Hayden that he needs him to guard the door again. And I'm they're such horny little freaks. Parentheses,
they're
affectionate.
not even being horny. Mal's horny. And I'm oh, they're just in love.
They're in
but
love.
I'm they gotta
good
go make
friend
out.
Hayden Pike TM.
Okay, but Shane pulls him into the bathroom and starts kissing him against the door. That's a little bit horny. I'm sorry.
But he says,
and
I'm proud of you and I'm proud to be with you, even if we're keeping it a secret.
Yes, but before that he says he wanted to crawl into his lap out there.
And snuggle.
That's a little horny.
No, I don't think crawling into your lap is in automatically horny. I think that could be for comfort.
Because you know what example I'm going to use is in the show when Shane climbs into
the Tampa
Ilya's
hotel
lap.
room.
Yeah, that's not sexy.
I know.
You're wrong.
Wait. That was technically a Camila's right moment, so we gotta...
Yay, Camila's right. All right, so Ilya says when the time is right, they'll stop being a secret, and Shane thinks about how they said they'd wait until they retired, but he feels like he could play for 10 more years, and that just feels like too long to wait.
I just kind of had this when I was reading this because Shane kind of has that oh, sure, bud. Ilya's
okay,
we'll come out eventually. And Shane's sure, bud. And I'm Shane!
So Ilya has to go back to Ottawa. Shane has to go to Chicago. And Ilya mentions wanting to get his pilot's license because it would be faster. Shane says no because he'll be very mad if he flies into a mountain and dies.
Oh.
Moving past that very quickly. Hayden knocks on the door and says he needs to use the bathroom for actual bathroom things.
I got a tinkle.
And then comes in and tells them that it was a good press conference and sorry about your mother, Ilya, that sucks. Hayden says it's powerful, rivals coming together for a good cause, and nobody in that room knows you guys are in love and shit. And it is specifically stated that Hayden leaves the urinal and washes his hands, which is a good call by Rachel, because if it wasn't explicitly stated, I would be out here starting rumors that Hayden Pike does not wash his hands.
But then he says, but the way you were looking at Ilya, Shane, I thought people were going to figure it out. Hell, I thought you were going to start sucking face in front of the whole world, like Hunter. No way, said Shane. And then Ilya says, we have better control than Scott Hunter. They are never beating the heart eyes allegations. Like, never.
No.
Never. So then Hayden says he's got to take the twins to a birthday party. He gives Shane a hug, and then he's like... and he shakes Ilya's hand. And Hayden also says, sorry about your face, but you did deserve it. And Ilya says, it's okay, my face can heal. Your face, on the other hand.
Get his ass! Incredible.
He can afford surgery, it's fine.
Fellas, is it straight to interrupt your best friend kissing his boyfriend to piss?
So,
Shane interrupts their little fight, shoves Hayden out the door, and tells Ilya to come find him later because he's going to find his mom. And so now it's Ilya's turn to have a crisis at the bathroom sink.
Crisis
And
at the bathroom sink.
Yes, again.
very much again, just like Vegas.
Yes, and he's thinking about all the secrets, the ones that he's letting go of, like his friendship with Shane and what happened to his mom, and he thinks about how he's probably going to hear from his brother about that, but he doesn't really care. We also learned that his brother has reached out a couple times for money, but Ilya refused because fuck Andre. Ilya has a better family now. Love. Incredible.
And then he thinks about having dinner with Shane's parents the night before, how it all just kind of felt right. Because at one point he spilled a little bit of cooking wine, and then Shane just like reached out and handed him a towel without even thinking or saying anything. And then he starts thinking about how much he wants to marry Shane, but not for citizenship like he joked, but for real. And then it says he wanted to be Shane's husband and to live together and maybe even raise children together. Not as many children as Hayden had, but like a reasonable number. Again, too funny. And again, I have another Taylor Swift song for this. Dare me to make a Taylor Swift Hall & Off playlist. I will do it. This is from Wishlist.
Do it.
I just want you. Have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do. Got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop. Boss up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you. Boom. And then also Wood. That whole song.
Yes. And Ilya had been snarky about Scott Hunter's lack of self-control, but sometimes he was dying to do the same thing. He would fantasize about grabbing Shane at the end of the game and kissing him, right there on the ice in front of everyone. Just get it over with and out there, and anyone who had a problem with it could fuck off.
We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do.
The All-Star game is coming up soon, and Ilya and Shane are going to be on the same team again, and Ilya's only about 60% sure that he's not going to kiss Shane up against the boards if he scores a goal off of a pass from him. And fun fact, Ilya actually does not attend this All-Star game because that's when he and Ryan are attending Duncan Harvey's funeral. And that's when he's asking Ryan to coach at the camps, leading to Ryan walking in on them in the epilogue of Tough Guy. Woo!
So then Shane texts Ilya and snaps him out of it. And Ilya looks at his phone, and it's a text that says, don't leave without saying goodbye. And Ilya says, of course he wouldn't. He also sends him a hotel room number because he got a room in the hotel that they're in. Because they are very good at making the best of 1 or 2 hours. And
yeah, they are.
They've had a lot of practice at that. And the room number is 1126. I'm crying. And so Ilya sets an alarm for a couple hours and goes to meet his committed life partner, boyfriend, Shane Hollander.
Go crazy. Oh.
I love them. And that
Your
is
Honor.
all of Heated Rivalry. We've made it.
Finally, I'm done with this fucking book.
You liked it. Fuck off.
I can't believe you just threw it.
What are your final thoughts? Did you like it?
My final thoughts, as I keep saying, as I said when we finished like the proper chapters, was that I now have much more respect for the show. I have things to look forward to. There are things, the epilogue, this dinner chapter, and like the last half of the last chapter are all things that don't happen in the show that they have to get adapted now, or at least hopefully they get adapted. And I'm finding myself in the peculiar situation where I'm hoping that things get adapted. I can't wait to read Long Game and be like, damn, I hope this scene comes to fruition. I hope this line is said. I hope when Connor and Hudson have to act out this particular scene, I really hope they can capture it. Like, I look forward to that.
I can't wait for you to get to quote along with us as it's happening, like we were doing.
I can't wait either. I really can't. I
think reading this book with people has been a lot of fun. I haven't reread it a lot because I'm more of an audiobook person, just because I am so busy. Getting to experience this with all these different people and on the podcast has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Are we going to do it again for Long Game? Ah!
I can't believe we're done with this book, y'all.
We're done with this book. Thank you to all our wonderful listeners for enjoying book club with us for Heated Rivalry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be half as fun if you didn't tag us on threads to yell at us about saying shit about Detroit and like leaving comments about things that you like and like your thoughts and sending us your emails and like thank you seriously for going on this journey with us, and we hope that you will join us for the Long Game and also Role Model.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one thing that's been, well, like we were doing it early, we were doing, the book club, we were reading comments and things at the beginning, but we talk so much that our episodes really are like 2 hours or a little bit below, a little bit over really 2 hours. Which is fine, and you guys really love that. You've told us you really love that. And so that's good to hear, because the first time we released a 2-hour episode, we were worried that people were not going to listen to the whole thing. And now you guys get excited when there is a 2-hour episode. So the reason that we're not reading those book club thoughts is, one, because we record in advance a lot more now, and so we don't have those thoughts to read, and also because it just takes up too much time, and we would rather be talking about the chapters and then sharing those with you guys. But
we do read every comment on YouTube, on Spotify, on everything. We read them all. We talk about them. Yeah. We'll text each other in our group chat like, oh my God.
We send screenshots.
That comment we just got, that email we just got, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Know that if you've ever interacted with us at all, we have talked about you.
Yep. And I do see what you say on Reddit. So,
it's really funny.
Stuff about us on Reddit?
No, it's mainly that, and also I've also like Googled around. I'm like, what are they saying on Reddit? And a lot of the times it's like, hey, what's a good Heated Rivalry podcast? And it's like the PITT Crew or the Puck Crew. I like them, and it's like, and then I also saw Camille, I think, comment once and like, hi, that's me.
Yeah, I've commented back to quite a few people, and then just because I like to say thank you. But again, like you guys can comment on our Patreon on the episodes and talk with each other. We definitely encourage that. I think that that's definitely the best way to engage with other listeners. We don't have a chat at this time because we would have to have a moderator. It's not something we've got the time to do. We have full-time jobs and all this other stuff, and so we don't have that. Yeah. So there would be a lot of work that would go into moderating a chat, which is why we don't have one. We just don't have the time for that. But we're growing. Things are happening.
We're growing fast. We're growing.
We're plumping up, if you will.
It's kind of crazy.
We ain't soft cock no more, you know? You know what I'm saying?
We're growers, not showers.
Being
alive is terrible now.
Sure. All right. Well, if that's all, so long, fellow losers.
We can't. The last thing before so long, fellow losers can't be.
The PITT Crew podcast is created and produced by us, Robert, Mal, and Camille. It's edited by Robert. You can find us on Threads, Instagram, and YouTube at PITT Crew Podcast. If you feel so inclined, please consider supporting us by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/PITT Crew Podcast. You can also find our merch at PITT Crew Shop on Etsy. Our art is by Rand Pacoca. He can be found on Instagram at Rand Pacoca. All patient questions and concerns can be emailed to pittcrewpodcast@gmail.com. This isn't a Taco Bell, but we do appreciate a 5-star rating and a review wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to schedule a follow-up appointment with a nurse before you go. See you next time.